How much you think should be used, sir? How much you think should be used?
So the 5,000 was placed for the purchasing on the land, budget land, for ID card and electronic land for the chamber. But surprisingly, they saying to the chairperson is saying to us that we use the 75,000 to process ID card. So you know about ID card like bro. Woman be listening and then they don't know the chairperson. So but while you want to say one might be saying you are pursuing our election, the chairperson person like brother and not say yeah. All the chairman have you go brother come and say it. Brother and not come and say it. And also I will follow you go. And also to the chairman become mayor mention of how you want to fight the argument or you want to elect. Go fight the argument for the man. And he also made some hello. Please go. The house's chairperson Roy Michans cleared the door of today. So the 5,000 I said I was used to procure ID card for the start of the legislature. Liberia are dying no money. No money in the hospitals. We use it on the 5,000 to procure ID card. No one can talk about it. The press, more will be talking. I want to point to that thing about it. But I think it's important.
I think will be. How much you think? How much you think should be used, sir? How much you think should be used?
So the 5,000 was placed for the purchasing on the land, budget land, for ID card and electronic land for the chamber. But surprisingly, they saying to the chairperson is saying to us that we use the 75,000 to process ID card. So you know about ID card like bro. Woman be listening and then they don't know the chairperson. So but while you want to say one might be saying you are pursuing our election, the chairperson person like brother and not say yeah. All the chairman have you go brother come and say it. Brother and not come and say it. And also I will follow you go. And also to the chairman become mayor mention of how you want to fight the argument or you want to elect. Go fight the argument for the man. And he also made some hello. Please go. The house's chairperson Roy Michans cleared the door of today. So the 5,000 I said I was used to procure ID card for the start of the legislature. Liberia are dying no money. No money in the hospitals. We use it on the 5,000 to procure ID card. No one can talk about it. The press, more will be talking.
They bring out to go see to remain in school.
So the man wanted for you to go see for the web.
He said, I'm joining to go see to the remain in school. They get money to the school, they will go take it from there. I said, my man, how can we buy for the same lecture? How can the police catch you now? The police go. Before the man call me back. Now on the 18th, day more.
The same man now.
Yeah, the same man.
The same man who want for you to go see.
Yeah, he called me on the 18th.
Yeah.
Now around about 8:30, the man called me. He said, "Oh, my man, I election beginning. I'll call you by again."
So after you go to work.
I go to work.
You before your working place, come to the man.
Yeah, I'm from my working area to Clarence to now go to the man.
To go see now.
No.
I'm missing that correct. However, you know, I'm missing now. One way carry I'm missing now. Mama's in the area. You know that people come by the music. You say so that about that music I pray. Then I don't think I'm worried. Now I'm missing the carry. What I carry now is so that I carry. Everyone someone else. So now that be the only. I'm missing that. See, I'm missing the carry so. Yeah, I'm missing that. Nasi Joseph Wagapuno ni mjia. Nasi Joseph Wagapuno anatia. Ezi. Mjia wa. Ya mjia oh wale kamera. Nasi Joseph Wagapuno anati. Ezi. Mjia kamera mjia. So kan ta wale kamera mjia. Yeah, ta wale kamera. I'm mjia correct. However, you know, I'm mjia. One way carry on machine now. Mama's in the area. You know that people come by the music. You say, so that about that music I pray. Then Then I did on it. Now me here again. Why carry on so why carry it? E wa so wa ya. So na la be le o ya o ni. Àwọn mi jira. Sie, àwọn mi jira le carry so. Yeah, àwọn mi jira. Una si joda wa folo le mi jira o. Una si joda wa folo ene dia. Ezie. E mi jira wa. Ya mi jira o wa le carry. Una si joda wa folo na ti. Ezie. Le mi jira le carry le mi jira. So the town where carry the machine.
To go see to remain next to.
So the man wanted for you to go see for the work.
Yeah, he said I'm joining to go see to the women next to get money to the so they will go take it from there. I said, my man, I'm only bad for the same lecture.
How can the police catch you now?
The police go before the man call me back. Now only 18 more.
The same man now.
Yeah, the same man.
The same man who want for you to go see.
Yeah, he called me only 18.
Yeah.
Now in there, around 8:30, the man called me. He said, "Oh, my man, I election beginning, I'll call you by."
So that time you go to work.
I go to work.
You live for working place, come to the man.
Yeah, I'm from to my working area to Clarence to now go to the man.
To go see now.
No, I'm go see. I'm go see. I go to yeah.
I see the man say man go see.
How you question me, man? The thing you want for me to explain for you to understand,
Yeah.
Then you still questioning me, doubling the question. How many talk to them?
Oh, that one now. I beg you, Simon.
Very. But all those things with your boyfriend, girlfriend, you'll find all those things in the category for that man, family. You'll see all those things in it. But by the time you're married straight, it's different from that whole thing. And then your body start with you.
So are you going through similar difficulties like other married women in Liberia?
Oh yeah, sure.
You care to share that experience with us?
Me for grand as I can tell who the married one your person. Rather, I'm married, and then my husband myself we live, hallelujah. We're in peace. We got married. Even if you have boyfriend and girlfriends, we're okay. And we're supposed to be for the married, and definitely we got married to something good. We should criminal could see, just say. That's why we got married. Okay. We got married 1 year later. In the 2 years, in the middle part, my husband started changing gradually. Start changing. You know, if the man trying to cheat, that's the time they can find fault on the women. Oh, the woman that did, oh, the woman that died, oh, the woman that did, the woman can talk to me, who the woman advocate, the woman that respect me, all the name. All the attitude now is belong to you now. Because while they are cheating, my husband always sleep out. He always sleep out. And then this day, they quit my heart. Because when I say you have your husband always sleep out. So there's me also fret. We join up fighting. And then we fight our time. And when we fight, it happened the first time we fight, I thought the fighting would have been a solution for us to be able to settle in. But there's no other way. You know, that is what we waste water on top of our back. It's the same thing. So one other time again, behold my husband, he went in a room. I will explain the whole thing. My husband, before getting loan, will be able to tell you to say, oh, the welfare went off. I don't know anything about it. My husband got that money, which I know that 3,000 kind of woman, they said 3,000. My husband got it. That day, my husband got that money. I never lay out on my husband.
He left the house?
He left the house. My husband came on the leave. Why that time you that money brought in your hand, is sleeping out? We find my husband about the room. I never lay out until he leave or finish everything. Until one day.
How many months are we talking about? Yes.
Right now, 5 months. Send my husband in the house almost 6 months. Send my husband left the house. But you don't buy me Ghana and I woman. Because if I want to be a woman and I pay it in the birth and my birth, it will break me down. But not break me down, Ghana and I pay it. In life, you have disappointment. You will leave disappointment in your heart. So all those things. So for that we say, don't move me. But I want to come to tell our pastor with me that those things happening and affecting many women. You want me right now to bring more women, I'll bring them. They affect me a lot. I mean, from there, from the room money now, the other people, I don't know anything. Oh, my husband left on here, he went all the way Kenya, and Kenya, not Kenya, but I told, hey man, they put a new kind of my heart. He went there for a program. My husband went for 5 days. My husband never come out from one day on the same back to that. Or my husband came out there, when your husband tried to move to get in the airport, and I don't know. But my husband was so happy that day to leave, to go home or from. My husband went. My husband leave me until that day, that Sunday before you leave. My husband came out of the country, I don't know anything about it. Or my husband came for a friend and told me, say, oh, your husband came on Friday. Sunday when I go to church, they outside the fence, my husband called me. Ah, I said, no, I check. It's like prayer, but I can't on the money, so I can't say back for you. You were your family. Say that be with the family until the day the family do has whenever you come.
So where does your husband work currently?
My husband work Aslam Meta. He's an employee with Aslam Meta.
Yeah, Buchanan.
Oh yes, he went after that change.
And so that means you guys lived in a loop.
We lived in a loop. Definitely, I come in. You know, people get married. Oh, the woman came in. Police just say, you take note. Hey man, you been knowing me for your day was somewhere. We are just there on children. You been knowing me. I've been knowing you. You're not know that kind of person. I'm that kind of person to be arrogant woman. But then they put me in the area they will say arrogant woman. I call the family say, oh, we're to do. They probably left it. My family, I reach out to my family call him. Definitely, I'm my husband out there when I went to my family. God bless you. I went there to him when he's my father. I went there to him. When he called him that Sunday, when he got there, that's the time I'm my husband. When he went there, so how they said the woman myself can't get to the same roof because I don't want the woman to kill me. The woman can kill me. Oh, the woman she can bring me the money, she bring me the even she bring me the that. How can I sorry? I can pay me.
But is it true you can beat it, man?
It is false.
Oh, okay.
It is false. It is hidden. You know what name of girl out there can start them no on. I can thing on. They can find fuck on the woman because you know small us. We are people anywhere you been. Oh, so what's the say your husband? Even in my what's the way I was going to understand? Because you are well before know me. Because I actually live for me. So general, the message here they say was my person, okay, we left it. He went by his place, and I said, I went by the room. I left, I went to better call him. So intervene in the whole situation. I don't want to go to ask to go off here again. So I want to better call him. And the country say, my counselor said, can't thank you, but that case, not your case. Yes, I go to the court, I went to the court about Buchanan. When I got there, I met the judge. And then I thought they made a document, should have asked them a time on a Tuesday, whenever a conference talk. Oh, God, there for the conference talk. The same thing to my family, the same thing to the county attorney, the same thing to the judge, the same thing to ask them the time. We're going to live on the same roof. Okay, again, live on the same roof. But yeah, they say, so how do you want to because they want to take care of sexual has been fresh? Because she is married woman, a serious number. The day I come here, I have my wedding certificate for her to see it. The original.
But do you have evidence that your husband is involved in that relationship?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, sure. I don't want to call it bless me. Yes. It did. And I bet one look at it. So one day, I just popped here, I went to the place. When I went there, and that's the place, the different place. When I went there, I did. When I went there, I did it. I told a girlfriend, people in the community, I said, yes, man, in fact, I showed a picture of our marriage. I said, yes, the picture. I said, my God, I said, yeah, people marry people. So
they get money to the so they will go take it from there. I said, my man, I only buy for the same lecture. How can I put book at you? So the man called me back. Now only 18. Yeah, the same man. Yeah, he called me on the 18. Yeah. Now in it now, now I'm 30. The man called me. He said, my man, now the lecture be now call me back. I go to West. And before what you believe, I'm going to my wedding to let the child to now go to the man. To go see now. No, I'm going to see. He asked me, say, I'm not working today. I see we have 3. Yeah. So he said, I want to tea. Carry tea. How many tea? Yeah. For you bread. 3 pieces of bread. We eat at my age. So, I don't know where it is. Then you come back. come. So if you make you like Kevin, I say go meet your friend. When I give it to the man and I say thank you. I say okay. The man say, what you going now? I say, I'll go I'll bring it. So
What you do?
yeah, see now, when we take it, we see you. Yeah. So when I go to the man, he say, bring me the car. Then we have our two now, which is then we have our two, yeah. So when I pay the
Yeah, they people already said.
you can't wait for me to spin I'll leave I just ask you a question, sorry.
Yeah, no.
People that come here, I'm telling you, sorry. You talk to the question, say that I'm free. You say that I'm free. You say one twice free. You say, I'm going to make who talk to me, but you don't any question. Hi, I'm looking, then you want post, but now you walk there again. Why not be looking to the shop? And say they call me to the coffee at work. So what next? For me, I'll not bet. Nobody getting very ask me too much questions. Yes, me things egg and bread. Okay, sorry. No, I say sorry now. Okay, sorry. I'm not asking the question. Okay, sorry. Okay, explain again. I'm asking no questions. That's why. They say I didn't English. Sorry. You take that. Take it out. Sorry. Okay.
More recent time, and just over the weekend, in Massachusetts, you know, made a statement that people shouldn't take men's job and give it to boy. If a boy taking over a man's back in the presidency, what do you think of that?
Yes, indeed. Exciting, beautiful, wonderful opportunity. Great nation, courageous people, men and women of Villa. This is Liberia, and of course, this is the Freedom Money Rise, Freedom FM 87.9, station standing tall, the rise of everyone. That's why it's fair to call us revolutionary broadcasters. Oh yeah, that's what we do. It's not all the disappointments you must feel bad, discouraged about. Some of the disappointments are blessings. And yes, indeed, it's part of life that you will be disappointed. You'll be surprised. Some people will do some things to you, you'll be like, what? Can you, this person? But take it in good stride. Move ahead. Keep focused. Good morning. Pleasant good morning to all of you. Those of you in the diaspora, our friends, our followers, and even those of you who do not like the things we say, the way we say the things we say, a pleasant good morning to all of you. Good morning to the Ministry of Public Works. I wanted to say thank you for the intervention, but I thought the intervention was done a little carelessly. You are not doing us a favor. I mean, you must be doing things to please us. You can't go put BB sharp riding in a place. You even put machine there to even aid and what have you. So the same problem you're trying to solve, you're worsening the situation. People tires are bursting. Cash can pass. They have to break down. People have to come push them off. Or they're creating the same impediment or delay for commuters. So I can't say thank you. You've been very disrespectful. As if to say, oh, what we are saying is now all right. Liberians are demanding their rights for public works to intervene. We are paying you our own money. We say, go do our work. Then you go chakla, I think you put BB right there, people kata, bossy, everything, So why are you doing that? Why is the government so insensitive, rude, and arrogant? Please go and do the work properly. When you do it, we'll come here. We appreciate you for that. Yeah, right before the LPRC area. I mean, the entire corridor there, all the different ditch holes, potholes, creating traffic impediments. We saw some kind of reluctant intervention that's even creating more embarrassment for commuters and road users. I would think the Public Works Ministry should do it better. Good morning. Too many things to talk about this morning. Today is Thursday. Whenever the week is about to conclude for our presentation, and then we are running, comparing our notes. Come here, we need to talk about they want now. The things can be plenty, but yes, we'll do scales of preference and deal with the issues based on its very immediate importance. Coming up at 9 o'clock this morning, we're going to have a conversation with members and officials from the opposition coalition. I don't know whether it's safe to say coalition. We keep asking this question. I'll ask them today when they come. Our Congress for Democratic Change, because we continue to hear some of the constituent parties have disembarked or have left, have ended their relationship with the coalition, even though we've not seen any formal communication to set effect. But yes, CDC officials will be here this morning at 9 o'clock to speak lengthily about the upcoming Militant Day or Militant Appreciation. You see, this is not a bourgeoisie political establishment where the concentration is only on the people at the top. The institution paused or has paused to observe the gallantry, the sacrifices, the commitment of those ordinary partisans in the community leading the debates, the conversation about the cities. Some of them, nobody knows them. They're way there in the community. The CDC say we're having this big occasion to celebrate you. And so Musa Kone and Mamesi Kaba will share a platform at 9 o'clock. Expatiate about all of the ingredients around that occasion and the different activities. And of course, the controversies will also be placed before them. And we see how together we can make sense. But in the meantime, between time, there are other trending issues in the country making the news that Austin and I will talk about. So there is this publication about conflict of interest involving the Minister of Labor, particularly his law firm, the Henry and Kura law firm, right? I stand to be corrected. There are so other informations pertaining to that as well. District number 10 lawmaker Yeke Koluba has written a communication to the speaker requesting the presence of the LBS Director General to give reasons for which he has declined granting an opportunity to the CDC to appear or air their jingle on the national broadcaster. These plus other issues making the news in our country this morning. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, Austin Kawa is here. But very shortly before I bring Austin, let me remind you that the Freedom Cash giveaway is on. And of course, as always, star 799 hash. You follow the instruction, and today the winner prize is $2,500. There's a common saying that say fast nickel is better than slow dime. So you see, you play, you get a $2,500 just on Tuesday. There were a lot of people who won, and interestingly, it appears as though this week plenty of people win. Just imagine, you know how many people walked away yesterday. The winners were tons, and you want to be a part of that. So just dial star 799 hash and follow the instruction. Number 11 is Freedom FM. You select Freedom FM at number 11, and then you select which currency you want to play in, whether it's the US or the Liberian dollars, and then you enter your password and bingo. That's all you have to do. And then later on, we will do the draw and begin to speak with some of our winners, but you have to be playing, and then so that you form part of those who will talk to this morning. It is a privileged opportunity to be called up on the nation's BTS platform in the country. So let me bring in Austin Kawa. Austin, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Abu. And let me say a very, very pleasant good morning to all of you across the country. Good morning to our friends. Good morning to those of you in the diaspora, our friends, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. But it's good to be back on the radio on the Thursday in Morovia. And yes, today is the 27th day of June 2024, and we have 3 days to go to close the chapter on the month of June, and then welcome the month of July, the month that brings a lot of smiles on the faces, or a month that is supposed to put a lot of smiles on the faces of Liberians. That's why every Liberian will celebrate one occasion, that is our birthday, our nation's birthday, our independence. And so, yes, it's good to be here. The litany of issues. Yesterday we had a conversation, and then the facts, we call on the facts checkers to fact check the claims made by the managing director of the National Port Authority, and the facts checkers listen to us, and they did their fact checking. One of many facts checkers in the country, because we told Dubawa fast checkers are also doing their own fast checking. So it's good that they are listening to us, and that's a good partnership. So yes, they did a fast check yesterday on the claims.
So they listened to us yesterday.
Show, which is a good thing. And then there is a conclusion. So the fast checkers have checked what the MPA managing director say about the CDC government remitting $4 million US dollars in the 6 years of the CDC government. And so what's in that fast check? What has the fast checker established? We have the entire document. I will go through that for you. This country is interesting. So yes, we got the yesterday we played the wrong recording of the LBS boss. And so we have the real one now. So we're going to play you what prompted Yeke's communication to the House of Representatives. He is requesting the plenary to invite the head of LBS to go and answer some questions. What the questions are, we have the communication from Yeke. We're going to read that communication as well, and then play you the audio or the interview audio of the LBS boss that provoked or prompted Yeke's communication. Mm-hmm. And then we too have our opinions that we're going to run or our analysis on those different happenings. Yes, the NPA boss has awarded contracts over 58,000 US dollars to the Henry's and Crown law firm, which constitutes conflict of interest Those of you who want, if you will need detail, we are encouraging you to grab, I think, copy of the front page African newspaper. They published that story on today, and so it is detailed. It is a detailed article as well. So these are the things happening in our country under Joe Bwaka and his Unity Party. So yes, I would thanks. It's good to be here. Don't forget our Freedom Cash giveaway is actually active. And so the process is just very simple for you to follow. All you have to do, make sure you have $100 on your mobile money account, and or you have 70 cents USD in US on your US dollars account, and then you are qualified to play our cash giveaway. All you have to do is stick your phone and dial *799# and send, and wait for a few seconds, and enter number 11 and send, and wait for a few seconds, and enter number 1 to play in US dollars or number 2 to play in Liberian dollars, and send, and wait for a few seconds and enter your mobile money password. Once you do that, you are a potential winner just waiting to receive instantly your message telling you that you have won for yourself 2,500 Liberian dollars on the Thursday in the Republic of Liberia, the place of hardship. Also, maybe some part of next week, or we might do the show along with Hagar tomorrow because of the CDC's program. So we might do the show along with Hagar tomorrow. The U.S. State Department has a number of reports that are out, and so yes, we may find some time to talk about to talk about some of the findings and observations and recommendations in those reports and all of that. So these are things happening in our country. So Abu, it's good to be here, and thanks to all of you who've joined us as we drive you straight up to 10 o'clock this morning.
That's correct. So yeah, in-house now. What is it about this Melody Church up and down? Why? You're part of the youth leadership, right?
Yes, the young adult.
He has not reached that level yet.
Which the young adult.
The conversation. Maybe
no, yes. Even there is a communication here from the Conference United Methodist Young Adult Fellowship. That's the umbrella organization of all young adults, under the church. They have issued a statement. I call this a communication to that is addressed to the bishop, the resident bishop of the annual conference. But is this whole thing about this same-sex marriage and the general conference taking the decision to a resolution allowing abolishing or undoing a previous resolution that disallow same-sex activities in the church. So the general conference voted to undo that. They said now you're free to go to do it. So
that was in the US.
In the US, and so the church is saying we should allow gay pastors or lesbian pastors and lay members like us. The lay members can get married to men to men, woman to woman, and the church.
So redefining what marriage is,
and all of that. So. So the real issue is with the African churches. The African conferences, most of the African conferences are rejecting the resolution. And then there's this new phenomenon, that philosophy that has been introduced about regionalization and globalization. So those who are pushing globalization are those who believe that all the churches should uphold the decision from the general conference.
Okay, because that was is it like when the general conference take a decision, it goes
across because the general conference is a representation. It's like the plenary of the Methodist Church, the global church. So one majority votes in at the global.
So whether you're in Liberia
or not, that decision covers you because the church is a parliamentary church. Yes, there are people who did not vote, like the African church, most of them did not vote, but they're in the minority.
So you can either decide to stay with the Methodist church or you leave. But that decision applies to
you. Staying here is an option, but if once you are staying in the United Methodist Church, it means that the general conference decision has to be upheld. That's how I normally practice. Now, the lay members and preacher men who have disagreed, have conferences, especially African conferences or what we call the central conferences. They are disagreeing with the decision. They think that it should not be applied yet, or it's not applied yet because.
So, what is the position of the Liberian conference?
The Liberian conference is clear that there are laws. Our local laws do not allow that, and the United Methodist annual conference will not uphold or support same-sex marriage and same-sex activities.
But that will be seen as insubordination to the.
That's why the conversation about globalization and regionalization comes in. So the regionalization is a good idea. So a regionalization plan says, okay,
that is sounding to me like a breakaway. Like,
no, not really, not necessarily a breakaway, but it's necessarily saying do what is applicable in your region or in your area.
But that decision has to come from the top. You can't be in Liberia and take sort of decision.
So in the US, there are federal laws that allow same-sex marriage. Okay, so in Liberia, our laws do not allow same-sex marriage. So I mean, it is the General Conference decision is applicable in the US because there are federal laws that allow same-sex marriage. Okay, in Liberia, it's not applicable because our laws here do not allow same-sex marriage. So to have a uniform church, we say let's uphold the annual conference decision, the General Conference decision, but let's regionalize its implementation. So if it is not, you cannot. The General Church cannot say in Liberia you must do it because the church in America, the General Conference voted, because because the state is bigger and higher than the church. So because the state is higher than the church, the state must say your actions.
It's not basically not a matter of must, but a matter of obligation. Take for say
obligation to what?
Obligation to the church mandate.
Yes, the thing about obligation, when you say obligation to the church mandate has to be implemented.
Because it's like the government of Liberia take a general decision, right? And then Sando Kande say we will not abide by.
Yeah, but in this case, the government of Liberia and Sando Kande, the two situations are different. We're talking organization here. You're talking state.
I agree, but the context now, we're looking at the context.
So that's
contextualized, right?
Okay, it's good.
So in the instance with the Methodist Church, right? The Methodist Church, the annual conference is like the central government, right?
For the Methodist Church,
for the Methodist Church, organization
within
right?
a state,
and then when the Methodist Church when the annual conference is like the board of trustees in the case of it, when they take that decision, right? It almost like the decision that goes down to all of the rest of the organs in the organization. So now, at a point where a critical decision is reached, right, at the annual conference, and then an organ from within the organization says, no, we are in disagreement, then the question becomes, to what end can your disagreement suffice?
The advantage of Liberia situation is that the annual conference here has said clearly that the decision violates state laws.
Okay.
So it means, and the local churches here are governed by the annual conference. And that's why even the mandate from the General Conference says there should be a special session convened by all the different conferences to review the decision and ensure that the decision is implemented where applicable. So in our region, the special session is convened, an official position is issued by the Liberia Annual Conference, indicating that that practice is not applicable under our laws. So by doing so or allowing so, we will be breaching or violating state regulation and state laws. You don't want to see the church implementing something that is in violation of the law, especially when the church is just an institution or an organization operating under the laws of Liberia. Okay, same as the United Methodist churches in the US, they are operating under the federal laws. So anything they do should be in compliance with the federal laws there. So because same-sex marriage is in compliance with federal laws in the US, that's why they're doing it. If federal laws in the US did not allow same-sex, they will not be practicing it. So the same thing should be applied, and that's where I was talking about the regionalization of the decision taken by the general conference. So this is the General Conference decision, but let's go and regionalize it. Where it is applicable, we effect it. Where it's not applicable, we avoid it and maintain the church as a one church.
Fair enough. So it has been in the corridor, and I thought that we just speak to it and clear the minds of our people. So the Liberia Church is in a disagreement with what the General Annual Conference of the Methodist Church, the position they have taken. But we got our tradition here, we got our lawyer now. But let's see how it plays out, and let's hope that the good Lord will intervene in the heart of those pushing such a thing to see reason to stand against it.
And about this thing, I don't know when probably it's because of the structure of the church and all of that, the different denominations. But there are two denominations in this country that that pass this thing since some of them 1995 and one 19, I think 1980 something around there. Okay,
Really
the Presbyterian Church, the Presbyterian Church and the Lutheran Church.
Oh, okay.
Yes, those churches are at the general at the global level. They passed it in since one passed it in 1995 and one passed it I think since 2012. So I'll get the exact date, okay? But you don't see
Maybe the Methodist Church, the Methodist Church is very ingrained into the Labyrinth Society.
Sure. So probably that's because of the structure of the church. It's more people call it political, but I think it's an intellectual church. So everybody wants to have a say in it. So that's why it seems to be an issue because everybody wants to have a say in the Presbyterian meeting. Nobody goes say a decision is made. The Lutheran people decide the parents say they decide not to. No, you don't hear anything about the Lutheran church or the Presbyterian church. But it is globally. They have legalized it.
Oh, wow, that's news to me.
So
you also follow the Kenyan situation.
Yeah.
So William Ruto has written the General Assembly, the National Assembly, calling them to rescind the bill, the finance bill that seeks to increase taxes on the ordinary people. I think to foot some government obligation and all that, and the people of Kenya have stood up very tall and have remained very, very unbending in a nationwide protest action that saw section of the country's National Assembly, that is the House of Parliament, and burnt, or if you may, vandalized and all that. So the protest has really, really taken the government by surprise, and MPs have been having different positions. I listened to one lady. She was very, 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 very passionate about her position, and she condemned the bill and all of that. It's because there was a conversation that the matter they seek to. It's just that when the government say we're bringing in yellow machine, or for example, we come in remove the harmonization to carry people's salary up. That extra money that you will be adding to people's salary, you have to look for sources. So something like that. So when the moment the government say we come and carry everybody money up in the country, then to undo the harmonization, the savings from the harmonization, you need to find place now to get that money from to put people's salary up. So something like that. And then in Kenya, they were seeking to increase taxes, and then citizens started protesting. But it has something to do with the people power. And when the people really determine and they say we want change and this is what we want, it happens.
And the last time we were having a conversation about similar situation where the government just woke up one morning and say we're reducing tariff on this, or reducing or we're suspending surcharge on this, or we're increasing tax or tariff or surcharge on this. These are essential, critical economic decisions that not any government just want to take because they have powers and authorities to do so. It has to be carefully evaluated. And there's hence the situation with Kenya. Some of the justifications that some of their economic advisors have given are still not making sense to the ordinary people. Kenya have been battling for the last 12 years. They've been battling with some of the situations, the incidents they're talking about. The average population across Kenya is increasing by the day. Thinking it was only restricted to Liberia or Nigeria, but the average population in Kenya is increasing by the day. In fact, Kenya has one of the highest in Africa, and I think the highest in East Africa as well. Intercommunal conflict as well is also an issue still battling. Kenya is still struggling the battle, so they have to increase access to justice. They have to increase the security capacity, and also have to strengthen the local governments across the country as well. These are issues they've raised. They've also raised a number of issues. For example, they are poor. They are poor. They don't have a poor health system. Poor as in their context. Okay, access to medicines and all of that. These are major challenges they face with. And so the way they believe they can solve some of these challenges is by introducing a new financial bill that will see increase in taxes. And especially taxes where those increases will affect basic commodities, especially consumables in the economy. And the citizens, once taxes are increased, especially affecting basic consumables, the bread comes
Come on, the people.
the consumer or the end users. Usually, those are all go by meeting to go eat it or to go use the flow or anything. So that's what prompted their protest. I think the president, in some cases, were arrogant, and that's why the protest expanded. I think
They will not have reached that far.
especially when he announced that when the first pronouncement he made, a caution he sent out, determining the protest or the action, tracing and all of that, that really provoked the violence, and it provoked the violence and excited the people to go to the street. And then in the absence, aside from applying tear gas, they instructed the discharge of live bullets and all of that. People got killed in the situation. The Capitol building got vandalized, and I think the top portion was set ablaze and all of that. A number of government vehicles all set ablaze. These are terrible situations for Kenya.
I think when the government becomes arrogant and don't want to listen to people, this is what you get.
So you didn't have to wait for this situation before asking the parliament to turn down her decision. Not to proceed in passing. I think they should have reviewed the situation, and because there are legitimate claims that people are raising.
Yeah, very legitimate.
Public officials
government are instituted for the well-being of the people,
not for you,
not for you, the
not
officials. And this is why when I see government officials being arrogant and speaking and rudely to the ordinary people, plights and their concerns, and I'll be like, do you really understand how you're even where you are and why you are there and all that? So, but the Kenyan case is a learning and opportunity for even our government here and other government in Africa, that you do not joke with the people concerned. And the essence of evaluating media conversations and opinions shared in the media is for government to be able to strategically align and realign, policies and framework to meet up. You must be able to sample opinions on particular issues. For example, the government want to increase days, right? And the media pick it up. Media having conversation. You do not have to like the media institution, right? But they are basically, transmitting the views of a segment of the Liberian people that could take any action against you. So you have to listen, you have to jot down points, and you have to inform your policy actions by that, right? Or by those. For example, a decision is taken to remove 40 plus thousand people from jobs in the country with no alternative jobs created. The backlash were all here. We brought it up, and all these things were happening, and nobody took action. People were going on Facebook, they're writing, childish comments, and even making mockery of the people. Oh, this, that. You don't do that. You earn the anger of the people. But just like the case of Liberia is a little different. People sometimes they can be really weak, and people are not too. The way the East African, the South Africans,
no, it's those are literate terrorists. East Africa is a literate society. It's a literate.
Maybe I think I will agree with you because the societal consciousness.
So it's not. It doesn't exist. Yeah, so, there it does.
Fine. Liberians see government doing something for them as a privilege.
Yeah, they get unless
on that side, they people know that they're right.
And know that the power
that you're working for them. Yeah, that they know that the power belongs to them. So they do not sit for the man who is controlling the water and supply in the country to be making all kind of derogatory, they will go for you.
And that's the difference with our
Right?
country.
That because they know that you are the one enjoying privilege, not them. To provide that service for the country, it is their right. You must do it. If you can't, you leave. That's how they work. So I agree. Consciousness. Maybe we need to spend more time in investing in education, and like I said, adult literacy. We need to invest more in it because some of our people, they are of age, but their comprehension, their understanding of
some
issues.
people go to school, they sit in the class
so don't
for 3
forget.
years, 4 years. They acquire the basic theoretical understanding of certain things, but the application is poor, and then they're not. And then the orientation as well is a key factor that is undermining literacy in our country. Orientation.
In Kenya, for example, the members of parliament, and with all of the debate around Dylan's education and qualification, will not be having confirmation hearing for people like PSC.
Come to think about that.
They can only have it
so the literacy of the society.
Yeah.
Then I was listening to him asking Bob Sheriff, one of the ambassadors who was nominated, and he said, the first question was, Mr. Ambassador, have you worked? He said, what will you be doing?
That kind of era ball questioning,
What will you be doing?
Yeah.
The next question was, have you worked in the foreign service before? So you want to sit down and ask yourself, who is asking these questions? Somebody who has not acquired any formal education in his entire life, and he has grown at that age. Okay, is sitting asking somebody, a presidential nominee, whether the person has worked in the foreign service before. So the person tells you, no, I've never worked in the foreign service before. What do? You deny him? Because
an educated person to the level will be looking for other things. In fact, it is insulting for Henry Pearson. But again, that you're the people, the way you can vote. In Kenya, right? No matter how your mouth sharp, you can be street smart, your head boss. People will not vote for you. Look at your credentials.
They don't know your credentials, your experience.
Your reputation.
What are you taking there?
Right? But I'm going to hear that the men won't. You need to change those things. Vote for real.
So that's what we are. There's something that's also, because I read a piece this morning about the US, a report that said there are many reports out from the US State Department, and one is talking about the tolerance of Liberians, religious tolerance, and they believe that Liberia is not a religiously tolerant country. And you need to grab that report.
Come again?
Yes, Liberia is not religious tolerant.
Okay, there are a lot of reports.
Sure. So, the report is interesting, and the instances mentioned are also interesting, but it is heavily sensitive as well too. It is sensitive, highly sensitive. So it is a conversation that is good. That is good for literate people, mature people.
It is not really extremely sensitive, but it comes back again to the society.
That's why, because we're in this society, that's why I say it's sensitive.
Right now, these are intellectual conversations that
sure.
Once your education is at some level, it's part of your sentiment.
You be able to manage your emotion, manage the sentiment you hold. I mean, even when the findings seem to be radical or unrealistic. And then you engage into the real issues, the real observations, and see whether they actually exist in our country or what have you. Now, one of the commissioners at LTE announced plans to, I like to call it censor speech and interactions on social media. They say we want to regulate social media. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled on yesterday. Yesterday was 26th, right? Yeah. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled on yesterday to allow government to request removal of what they call misinformation on social media. The U.S. Supreme Court. So, and it's a long article, and it's good that some of us who love to know, it's good that we grab these articles and read.
Government will get it right now. Government say, for example, the information you have posted is a misinformation. They will remove.
And they will not just remove, but they will request the site to remove the content.
Yeah, but that's the process by which.
That's what they ruled yesterday. Now, I want to read a piece of the three person expert dissenting opinions. And I want to read what Alito said in his portion of his piece. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's right. Now, Alito wrote a dissent. He alleged that for months, high-ranking government officials placed unrelenting pressure on Facebook to suppress Americans' free speech. Alito argued that the court's ruling provides an attractive model for future officials who want to control what the people say,
That's correct.
hear, and think. They are now on the Supreme Court bench. 6 persons voted to empower government, to give government the right or the authority to request a platform or an entity to remove content from Facebook or Twitter or any site, even on your own page, once they believe that what you've posted is misinformation. And 3 of the 9 members of the bench said no, we don't agree. The reason we bring this because some of these things can start from down there. They can here. We have our illiteracy, we can use the decision there as a reference and say, hey, happy in America, listening to the American people, the Supreme Court rule, 6 person voted for, 9 person, 3 descended and say, against the decision. So if America can do it, American democracy, we can do it here. This should just be an alert to the entire society. Because the fact that one of the commissioners announced that, there are plans to start regulating social media and all of that. The U.S. Supreme Court is passing. Is voting. If they overturn a local,
that is the process that commissioner saw, and I can say.
So for us, we are waiting because we don't know what kind of we want. Somewhere.
So we don't want to put you on the alert.
Sure.
We are operating democracy here. So democracy is different from communism or capitalism. And when you read the different forms, you understand that there is limited government, interference into people liberty, people personal decisions and rights. Yeah, but on that side, that the state can control a lot of things. The state decide what you do here, what you do there. So if people trying to redefine democracy in other ways, we have to have a conversation on whether this is what we want, or this is the other one we want. So, but for somebody to think because you have a privilege at the LTA and you can censor people here, just try. You see, thank God that we'll be playing the Kenyan team for our people. We need help to conscientize the people to wake them up. Some of you can be too. Well, start playing it. You have to stand up for it, right? This is democracy. Mr. Parker, it's not bigger than you. Nobody in the government is bigger than you. If any of them refuses to do the right thing, you have the right to stand up in their faces and demand them to do the right thing. So, folks, that's exactly what it is. It's important to provide you some of those educational, past overs on other issues happening around us.
So, where do we start from? From the fast check with NPA, or we start with Yeke's communication?
So let's do. Let's just do the fast check and be done with it.
Okay.
In passing, then we'll come with the Yeke and Eugene and stuff. So, folks, while we are about to transition into our conversation, which we will not interrupt until at certain point to call our winners, the cash giveaway is on *799#. You follow the instruction, and then you go for option number 11. Option number 11 is Freedom FM, and at option number 11, once you enter option number 11, you have to select which currency you're playing, whether it's the Liberian dollars or the United States dollars. You select that, and then upon selecting, you have to confirm your payment by entering your password, and then you go through the process, and it is a bingo for you. So let's draw winner right now. Let's draw our first set of winners. and see what do we have. Let's draw the first set of winners for you, and then you know exactly. So okay, we have the first group here that have played and they have won themselves. So we'll start giving out some money very shortly. But let's uh, okay, okay. So okay, uh, yeah. So uh, we will call the winners. Austin, let's go to. You got the fast check something?
Yeah, you done the job.
Yeah. So we have.
So, folks, you have to bear with us. Let's do the first set of draws, and then we'll come run into our conversation because we don't want to get interrupted. So, we'll do the draws and send those monies to the first set of winners' mobile money accounts. And then after that, we run into our conversation because we have a team from the CDC coming in here on the flip side of 9 o'clock.
That's correct.
And so we'll do that very briefly. And then we maybe talk to one or two or three or four or five of them, of our winners. And then we run into our conversation.
Okay, so let us speak to two,
Okay.
right? And then we record the rest of the other people at the close of the show. Let's speak with the first winner. The phone is ringing. The first winner phone is ringing. Okay, the first winner phone is ringing, and so hello, good morning. This is Freedom FM. Did you play our cash giveaway this morning? Okay, how many times you play? Okay, we called to let you know that you've won yourself $2,500 this morning. Congratulations.
Did you see the message? Okay.
All right, congratulations. Okay, so let's call winner number 2, right? We call the first 2. There are tons of winners already, and you want to be one of them. So let's, okay. Okay, so let's call this winner number 2 right here. Winner number 2. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. This is Freedom FM. Did you play our cash giveaway this morning?
Yeah.
Okay, how many times you play?
I just play one time.
One time this morning you play.
Yeah, first time to play.
And this is your first time to play.
Yeah.
Wow, my man, your first time you can collect 2,500. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You received the message?
Yeah, I thought thank you.
Wow, congratulations. You are.
Good.
Yeah, but listen, you can play. Maybe today you're lucky, so play as much as you can. Okay. Yeah, all right. Thank you very, very much. So the message, the tools, the file will go around. Maybe while the file going around, you can play additional and whatever, you can't tell. So yeah, folks, just to let you know that people are already winning. So all you have to do is play, and then won yourself $2,500. It's a beautiful one to start the day with. Austin, we can go into.
Okay, so let's run into
What did the fast checker check?
now. So, and this fast check is done by Local Voices Liberia, and this was published 16 hours ago. And so, firstly, let's go to the claim. It says his exact words were, today, June 25, 2024, in just about 5 months, the National Port Authority will contribute $2 million United States dollars to the government of Liberia General Revenue Account. To put that in context, in 6 years of former President George Weah, they made a total contribution of $4 million. This means from 2018 to 2023, Georgia government only contributed $4 million from the free port to the national budget. Now, rating justification. To verify this claim, we review the annual financial statements of the government of Liberia from 2018 to 2023 published on the website of the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. On page 13 of the annual financial statement for fiscal year 2018-19, the document reveals that the National Port Authority contributed $5 million to the national budget. To say that $4 million from 2018 to 2023. Local voices said they confirmed from the Finance Ministry website in her financial statement for 2018 and 2019 that the WIA government contributed $5 million just in 2018-2019, one budget year. Because at the time the budget year from July to June, something around it. Let's move forward. They say for the fiscal year 2019 and 2020, the document, the financial statement, also shows that the dividends from shares in NPA were around $2.5 million was deposited in the consolidated account of the Liberian government. 2019, 2020, $2.5 million deposited in the consolidated account of the Liberian government. According to the financial statement for that fiscal year, 2020, 2021, the National Port Authority, if we know 2018, 2019, 2019, 2020, it's 2029, 2021. The National Port Authority contributed $1 million to the national budget by paying the amount to the government's account. Let's move forward. Meanwhile, the 2022 financial statement shows, because I don't transition now into a Canada budget year. Meanwhile, the 2022 financial statement shows that the NPA's contribution, I think they contributed $800,000 to the national budget.
So technically, we look at it as dropping.
Yes. Lastly, the 2023 financial statement shows that the NPA contributed $200,000 to the national budget. To establish the total contribution of the NPA to the national budget between 2018, when we became president, to 2023, when he left the presidency, local voices say we found the sum of all contributions made by the NPA from 2018 to 2019 to 2023 to the national budget. The sum of all contributions is $9.5 million. They're not all talking, they're not Samuel talking, they're not nobody talking.
So the combined total for
2018,
last 6 years,
yes, it's $9.5 million.
Contrary to
NPA,
what the
MD of the port said. Based on a careful review of the financial statements published by the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, we conclude that the claim made by the Managing Director of the National Port Authority that during the past administration, the NPA only contributed $4 million to the national budget is misleading.
Okay, so that means, like we guessed yesterday, the figures are inaccurate.
Sure.
And the facts available to this fast checker, right, does not, substantiate the claim. So what it goes to say is that probably the MD was fed with the wrong information.
And let me just they say this report, there's a reason why I love to indicate this thing. This report is produced with funding from the USAID media activity. The funder has no say in the editorial decisions leading to the production of this content. Abu, you can continue.
Okay, so folks, the job we do here, we do it for you, the Liberian people, and our business, in spite of our political, preference or consideration. Where the Liberian people interest is, we need to come right there. We see where the fact they want hear that the fact they want hear no, you're not correct. They want hear they want that politics inside. They want that right. So yesterday the MD was on OKFM and spent some time listening, and this issue was brought up. And when the MD spoke to it, particularly, he spoke in manner trying to probably impugn, a credibility issue with the souls,
Yeah.
because he referenced most of the souls. So maybe for the benefit of the doubt, then maybe Daboa need to come with a fast check, result plus that Betty Lemunya, so
Yeah, look up, yes, yes.
that Betty Lemunya.
Afa Sekwini.
Yeah. So and then the other people, maybe if 2 to 3 sources, fast checking sources corroborate what local voices have published, then it go to say what the MD said was wrong, and these things are unacceptable in our democracy, irrespective of who is coming from. And you can all understand the anxiety when people take over in Niger. There's also a good point to consider from the report that came out. When the government just come in newly, the eyeball can be sharp all over. It can grab plenty of things. See the CDC government, the first year, the first report, 3.5, right? 3.5 million they contributed. And also your first year, you can't really have any kind of major capital project or undertaking. You see the port responsible for itself. Most of the infrastructure and things they can do. So when they raise money, they foot some of those bills. Then they lay one they able to get government. They say, oh, government, they won't get. We'll finish taking care of our liabilities and stuff, right? So the first year, you can't really have many things. Your real thing ain't really get into motion yet. So you have enough money to give government. But you go year 2 now, then some of your plans then you having, like he is talking about digitization of the port management and operation, this, that, blah, blah, all these things, the infrastructure, you start to put money into those ones. The moment you start putting money into those ones, then your contribution to national government will reduce, right? Because that revenue will inform, right, expenditure, and then before we talk about contribution. So when you follow the CDC trend, it started coming down. All of 2018, how much they could contribute? I think 200,000 or so, right? So because they have many things to do. There were dredging of the port. There were different technology brought into the port facility. You can go on to list. And the port underwent some intervention into the social needs of Liberians through housing facility and all these things where money is coming from the port operation, and that won't go to benefit the Liberian people. So these things here, it can all the time be politics, or it can all the time be somebody take the money they put it in their pocket. For example, me, I get a family of 30 people, right? And then Austin has a family of maybe 5. And then our salary, we are working for maybe $10,000. We get children to send to school. You realize that Austin will be able to, his savings will account more than what mine will account. When you go to our Vera bank, you'll see that I will have less money in my bank as saving compared to Austin, because the responsibilities. I go 30 people to send to school. That's the man, a small family, the man, a civil man, a Congo man, a 5 people in get. But me, I from in the bush. I get 30 in me, everybody there. So sometimes how do you think it can be? But when we politicize, I always saying we have to depoliticize professional environments. This is not a CDC versus a unity party. The tax the government has is a tax to deliver on the aspirations of the Liberian people. The promises made to the Liberian people is what you are up against. You're not up against CDC. And that's why I commended the comments from the presidential press secretary, Kula Fofana, on yesterday when she made them, right? Which is very important. Sometimes when people do these things, it's important that you give them, you say it. And I thought that was smart and profound. President Bwakai is not here as president to prove a point that CDC or past regimes didn't do this or that. No, that is not your task. Rather, it is, she said, it is not a comparison. Absolutely not. Governance is not. Your comparison you have to do is with the life of the people, where their life was and where you are bringing it to, right? He's working to improve the living conditions of Liberians and make Liberia a better place because it's the right thing to do. And that's what we want him to do. And that's what we are holding his feet to the fire by. And this is what the government must be focused on. That's I think what I can say to the whole matter. The MD thing, he is convinced by the facts he has to him. And we are making frantic efforts to lay our hands on some of those pieces he has that has informed his expose about the performance of the past government, the past managers at the free port of Monrovia is concerning. And that is not even more concerning to me than the ones that has to do with legitimate contribution to the government of Liberia from employees and other people. The silver, I mean, the what you might call it, the pension money and all these things. I mean, these are bad because when you are working an entity and you thinking that your pension money going, that when you retire, the government will cater, then they say the money not going there. Those are grave ones that I am even more concerned about, and look forward to getting the real informations around this.
Sure. And I'd like to say these few things to the young man at the MTA. The first thing is we've been able to establish that a few folks around Sekou are telling him, my man, the government are political player, you gotta be political. You gotta be political, my man. You can't be too professional or corporate. You have to be political.
Which is misleading.
So probably Sekou had finally agreed or had finally accepted the advance to be political. So in the wisdom of those who are telling him to be political, is that go and start a fight. Go and start an unnecessary fight. But even if it will cause you to lie about the reality, go there and lie, and then that's how you start a fight and show that you are politically sensitive and all of that. The first advice to Sekou is, hey, my young man, this is Liberia. What you did and said at the Amica, you have started a fight, you have invited a fight onto yourself. And trust me, maybe a year or two from now, this statement you made, you will regret that statement that you will regret. You will say, no, I should not have said this. For now, I would say it's too soon. And so everybody is still living exuberance. That statement that you regret it. Trust me. Now, the second point is, it's just difficult to justify the wrong things. It's difficult to justify the wrongdoing. The NPA contributions that are made from the NPA to the government, they are documented. So it's not possible to say something else and find something else. They are documented. So I tried to listen to his justification yesterday. He tried to formulate all of that question, the legitimacy or the independence of local forces. There again, it shows how ignorant he is again. Because anybody who have been following local forces, they will know that local forces have been fast checking anybody. Anybody. The NPA situation is complicated. And I think Sekou needs to take his time to understand. You know, we are COVID here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those of you who notice or observe reduction in the contribution of NPA to the government, you realize that it was done during the COVID era.
Yeah, different
2021 around there. So you realize that it was done. And then 2022, that we're in COVID recovery process. So everybody was recovering. So that's why you saw, you notice reduction in the NPA's contribution to the government. Okay, someone asking why they started with 5 million and started dropping. That's the reason. So the whole COVID era, obviously, vessels were not coming to Liberia. APN terminals were not effective, and operations were not effective. So people were not offloading continuous because they were not coming. People were not importing because of COVID and all of that. And so obviously revenue was dropped, and revenue did drop at the NPA, even APN terminals. They all complain about that. So at the end of the day, you found less coming into the NPA in either royalties or fees or all of that. So NPA will pay less to the government or contribute less to the government. Okay. Now,
Also, the contribution was due to the
COVID, yeah, COVID plus and all that. So, the certain thing is when people were short and they said, "Let you're going, you're saying, we
because
all
sometimes
that."
revenue will be impressive, but based on liabilities, it can still affect contribution to national budget.
And so, one month coming in, if you are open the memory, you get excuse. You can say, "Oh, because I'm working, so I can pay your rent." So, NPA, and so the best thing is, no man, you're sitting here. You're sitting somewhere, go sit down home, will be paying. The government sent people who they were paying them. And then the stimulus package thing came. So too many issues. But yes, this the next point. This is going to be my first time mentioning maybe Daniel Lim on the radio since he became deputy minister.
Who done that?
Daniel's the deputy minister for public affairs.
Oh, I will begin.
Governance that thinkers can go to, or that thinkers are supposed to go to government. As a communication person or a spokesperson, you're not supposed to be, even unethical, it's unprofessional. You are not supposed to be hasty in reaction or in reacting to something that comes from the public or anybody. They still put on the mess too on and say the world says here only 4 million CDC government contributed.
Yeah,
You
that's
went you want the same. No, that's what I advising.
Okay.
As someone who was not school enough, he's like,
Yeah, because I'm
I say that my first time measurement here, advancing.
You gotta deal with
I don't want to go to the office to go advise. I just want to say that advancing publicly.
I mean, I reach that.
So as deputy minister for public affairs, a young man too will be proud of you if you can beat the record of all those who have served in that position, including the man who's at the LBS. So too fast to go to the same podium and say this is unprecedented. Today, the records and the fact checkers are showing something precedented. At that level, in serious country, you're not deputy minister again because you don't know. And you are supposed to know. In public relations or communication, they tell you say you must know. Especially when you are a spokesperson for an entity or something, you must know. It's not an excuse. There's no excuse for you not to know. When you don't know, it means that incapacity. That incapacity if you don't know. So you are supposed to know. So to go to the podium and prove or affirm misleading information, it means you believe what that MD told you. But believing what he told you, but believing the lies he told you mean you don't know. That one, that not propaganda, that not politics, that arrogance and ignorance. That's just arrogance and ignorance. And that's why arrogance leads people. It leads you into ignorance. You say something that you don't even know. So these are some things you're not supposed to say, you say them. So these are the vast to you. Just taking a new office, that's a big office, and all of that. If you want to surpass all your predecessors' records, you have to take your time, slow down, drop your wings, drop your shoulders, and use your head. Instead of using your shoulder and the clothes you wear and the shoe you wear, focus on using your head, and you'll be one of the best. That's your advice to you.
That's correct. I think that's fair. That's fair enough. I mean, we are all young people. Sometimes
So the record shows that Sekou double la. And I think the best thing Sekou can do, Sekou is a young man. I think he has potential at that point. He has ambitious play. He playing for the port is ambitious, over than ambitious too. And I believe even if you give him 10 years, what he wants to do at the port, he cannot do it at the port. If you even give him 10 years, because there will be a lot of distractions and all of that. The system is corrupted. So it will not allow those things. So that he has an oversized or over ambitious plan for the port. But I think he can make some significant impact in our port. But
particularly when the Unity Party take their politics
Out of it.
from out of it.
But if
Lead the
you
young
run
man to
into the
do what he
Unity
wanna
Party land and say you want to do Unity Party managing director thing, you need that post with no significant legacy. You will leave that post with no significant legacy. Come to ask yourself, you took over an MD and appointed a controller. The controller you handpicked and appointed. Many of you do not know, but the controller has resigned. Just ask the controller, why did he resign? He said to protect his professional integrity, to protect his image, his professional image. That's why he resigned. It says a lot. It speaks a lot. It speaks volume. That the person that for somebody to appoint a controller that the controller makes $6,500. To appoint a controller that makes $6,500 and put in less than 6 months, the man will resign his job. No, not 3 months, in fact, the man will resign the job and say he wants to protect his professional integrity, his professional image, and all of that. It should say something to you. It should speak volume. There are too many things happening in our port, and there are too many reasons why that man. All I feel like we just said man. For some other reasons, nobody is close to him, nobody knows him. For some other reason, I don't know what we just said man. That man run his operation at that point. Then he bring himself to the public. And nobody get that for you won't lay here in the community, nobody get that for in the morning she dress, she go take her, she wear shorts, she just pass it around. Nobody get that for. In the next day, that pass it, nobody get that for. Say, I pass, nobody get that for me. Let me go stay even there. They stand around one part, we stay. Eh, now what's good doing? Yeah, if I nobody get that for you, you say you won't stay even on. My man, you're a young man. What the Bible you say sometimes you gotta indirectly listen. You see, you gotta indirectly listen and indirectly act. Even if there are pressure or there are sticks or there are nails on your back, indirectly listen and indirectly act. But you gotta be careful.
That's correct. That's fair enough. And trust me, Sekou has very ambitious vision for the people of Monrovia and Liberia as a whole. He's a young man that's
you first you got it?
The phone.
The
LBS
man.
So I mean, when you said to that man what he want to achieve at the port is so huge. So I hope Mr. Baka is listening. Mr. Baka, you do yourself and your legacy very well if you decide to take your politicians from around Sekou and allow him to do his work, and his work without any political interference and order, right? Without any political object or around the work the young man. If some of the things he has started doing to that port are transformational, just like every other person that came there. Everybody that will come will confront their own challenges, they will make their own intervention and order. And Sekou has been doing exceptionally well in terms of some of the reform he's coming with. But yet, an attempt to drag the conversation into politics, everybody not going to sit and fold their hands. And politics has a way of, impeding progress. So the moment the man gets dragged into politics now, politicians now who interests are affected start to look for everything, start to go after you, everything. So you save the main operation of that. Let that port go ahead. Mr. Baga, if you're not able to achieve anything in the country, at least when you're leaving, when Sekou finish doing all he want to do in that port, somebody can look at the port and say, oh, yeah, it's time Baga out here. Then okay. Because then young man, yeah, from what we know, they may not come because you won't get money in the car or income. So you have to give the man chance, and you forget about the politics. Let's say this is the first mistake, and it will not happen again. It should not happen again, because when it happens again, that means deliberately people want to be political. You see, Daniel, then Austin has been very fair with Daniel. Daniel is our friend, but when certain friends start to feel like, oh, and because they can cause plenty of people in the country, so and you can't do that one, so and they brave by you and all that. I had Daniel looking. Daniel feel You know, cause the Nigerian government, all the Nigerian in the country, you know, cause them. You know, cause plenty big people in the country, all everybody, any people you think about, you know, cause them. So now God help you now, you come to the place where it's an opportunity to redefine yourself. Be careful. Read, read, and read. Verify. You are operating like a journalist now. So you're talking, you're the mouthpiece, you're the PR. PRs do not make up stories, right? PR correct misinformation. They provide the accurate position of their client to the consumers, right? Your client is the Liberian people, or your client is the government of Liberia. The consumers are the Liberian people. So when there is information out there, do everything you can behind the scene. Maybe you need to be calling people allegedly raining there for small tips and stuff. Do everything behind the scene. You get it. You speak. Daniel, even somebody disagree with you, they Daniel as probably a first man. You know you are man and so right. Tell you whether you be rude to all or something, but just tell you now, so that people know that we do not have malice. Basically, that's what. If not, my young man, your record in that place and you move from there, you stay young, you get many years to go. That people will be looking at, that's your reference point. Turn Daniel or public affairs and minister. Turn Daniel or public affairs minister. So you don't want to embarrass your future. You can be tough, you can be rough, you can be whatever, but be rough with the facts. Don't be that other man that went to LBS. In Baka, nobody can appoint that man anywhere serious again. Trust me. The way that man left from that place, that man had to go to jail. Later on, had to drag him. People have to, you just all over the place. Most useless. Nobody seen the government said could not even see him as reputable enough to get in car to be in. I will be in push and start. It account for the quality you are contributing. If that man at Mika was contributing very well, the government would look at him, they will pay attention to him. That man was burned because he thought he was doing his best, but his best was far less. And so now you're stupid, but say you're stupid. You just feel the thing you're doing is good, but the public reading you, the public looking at you. So Daniel, we just warning you, use him as a case study and be somebody better when you leave from there. You sit down among your friends, you feel proud of your time there. You too have to, and you cannot, you can do the government work and they forget about the party thing. So Isaac Jackson were there. Isaac Jackson are reference. They stood there for the government. When they saw misinformation, they went for it with facts. But somebody else says something, you know about it today, I seen the other day with the bosses bending again. Yeah, mechanical now start putting their hand inside the ball. I just can't even take people from Douala to Ray hand and start going inside the team. Yeah. So that problem there. District number 10, lawmaker Yaka Koluba, rule of communication. You get it recording. Okay, yeah, so let's play the Director General, Joseph Barker, Director General for the LBS. And then we will begin from there. And this will transition us into our conversation with the people. But also before quickly we do, let me just call we just done the draw. Let's call two more winners. Let's call two more winners, and then we go into the conversation with the Yeke and the LBS people. Let's call two more winners. Okay, it's 0. Okay, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so let me call the third winner on the show this morning. The phone is ringing, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have about 11 winners so far, so you can be part of the lucky winners today. The phone is ringing. We're not going to call you if you don't pick your call. We'll move straight to the next person. And yeah, so the phone is ringing. Okay, so let's move to the next. Let's move to the fourth 0. Let's move to the fourth. Uh, okay, 096. Okay, let's move to the fourth. The call has been dialed and the phone is ringing. Okay, this person has speak. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. This is Freedom FM.
Yeah,
Your name, sir?
my name is Fred.
Fred who?
Bro, who is that?
Fred, you play our Freedom Cash giveaway this morning?
Yes, sir.
How many times?
2 times.
2 times this morning.
Yeah.
Have you played before?
No, sir.
Wow, this is your first 2 times and you've won yourself $2,500.
Yes.
You've seen a message?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
All right, you can also play as much as you wish. Okay, congratulations to Fred. Let's move to the next. Then we'll call the final person. Normally we call five people because of time, and the conversation we have to continue with 7841. Let's call the fourth winner on the show this morning. At the close of the show, we will call another batch of winners. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
How you doing?
I'm fine. Your name, sir? This is Freedom FM.
My name is Gabriel Mama. I just sent you a minute not too long ago.
You send me what?
I sent you a minute on this number.
How you send money on this number?
I sent you a minute because I just went on 2-5 just the morning, but I played back.
Oh, okay. So you decide to, but don't bother sending money, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
I just do that because that guy is supposed to be some tattoo.
Oh, easy to
I played back.
All right. Thank you very much. You've won $2,500. Congratulations. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can play. So you see the man being extremely generous. The message saying, "Yo, came in, so let me send you me. I know I want me the phone. Yeah, me can feel it from the phone. So don't care, say that, brother. So yeah, Austin, we can go to the discussion.
Okay, so we've just received a couple of documents from the NPA.
Okay.
Checks, invoices, travel request from the office of the managing director, and all of that. And so we have a good show tomorrow, beginning tomorrow, and then we'll continue to Monday.
Okay.
We actually thought the NPA was a clean place. From the look of things, I think it's time for us to start visiting the NPA. So we'll spend some time with Hika tomorrow morning on the NPA. Yes, these documents are scary, and you just pray for this country, folks. You pray for this country. So this is let me increase the photo.
Those firebrand soldiers who continue to. They want to appreciate who? Those firebrand soldiers. They want to appreciate who? Those.
Okay, so as he plays the jingle, then he runs an analysis. So, folks, just bear with us. Let's go through this.
So, once our guests are around, just let us know because this is the conversation that we're going.
Soldiers, right? Those firebrand soldiers, right? We're going to continue to selflessly dedicate their all to the growth and development of the body. You hear that? I, Jefferson Tamba Koji. I, Jefferson Tamba Koji.
Yeah.
So let's write that down. I, Jefferson, J-E-F-F, Tamba Koji. Right? Ah, Jefferson, Tamba Koji. You heard that?
No.
Let me forward this nonsense.
Packaging that man.
Okay, just the example.
Packaging that man. What we get
A
booking?
cadre and a militant.
No, Papa.
Cadre, CADRE, and a militant.
We set it.
That's all. I will not even go further with the rest of the stupid jingle. Let me say this to you guys.
Are you kidding me?
Did you hear?
So
The
some of
head-
you like me saying, "Oh, you say this word."
Did you hear the head of the entity? The head of an institution, a government institution. Eh?
This is not King's effort. And a militant. That's all. I will not even go further with the rest of the stupid jingle. Let me say this to you guys. I will not even go further with the rest of the stupid jingle. Let me say this. Militant. That's all. I will not even go further with the rest of the stupid jingle. Let me say this to you guys. This is not King's effort. This is not some CDC TV. This is state radio. Lest we forget, it was the militant group that stormed the university campus, destroyed properties.
Hey, nah. The thing about it, they can know you on the radio, they listen to you, they call you. Yeah. I can't understand. Hey, man. So I will play.
They taught students, injuring several of them. That's just one. It was the same militant group that went after peaceful protesters, beat them up on that point at the U.S. Embassy.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I had to be on radio at this time. On a serious note.
Where you wanted to be?
It's late at home, sleeping. On a serious note.
So you will lead a country with crack hair, man, that punk.
This is what they're making.
King's effort. This is not some city's and a militant. That's all. I will not even go further with the rest of the stupid jingle.
Abu.
So let's look at the communication written by what you might call him, Yeke Koluba, to the speaker. And it reads, Dear Honorable Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I present you compliments in which to inform this august body that it has come to our attention that the management of the Liberia Broadcasting System, LBS, to the use of its facilities because of their link as opposition. The case in point is the denial of the Congress for Democratic Change was denied payment for time to play their jingles. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleague, my concern is that the institution concerned is a government property, and according to Article 15D of the Constitution of Liberia, access to state-owned media shall not be denied because of any disagreement with or dislike of the ideas expressed, which I believe can be interpreted to mean LBS, especially to the extent that it is being used for commercial purpose. Distinguished colleague, let us assume this is the only station in the country. It will mean anyone who has problem with the government cannot be heard, which I believe is a violation of Article 59C, which states that the Republic shall take steps by appropriate legislation and executive orders to eliminate sectionalism and tribalism and such abuses of power as the misuse of government resources, nepotism, and all other corrupt practices. In view of the above stated, distinguished colleagues, I am craving the indulgence of this august body to invite the management of the Liberia Broadcasting System to appear before the plenary of the House to give reasons that prompted their judgment for the denial of the Congress for Democratic Change from the usage of the state-owned media. Distinguished colleagues, we must do away with political rivalry because election has come and gone, and so we must begin to set the basic standards as we strive to grow our democracy to avoid these attitudes that will further divide our country under the pretense that we are united, when in real terms, politics have divided us. With sentiment of my highest esteem, I remain sincerely yours, Honorable Yeke Koluba. Profound. Incisive and to the point. For me, listening to that guy yesterday, that guy yesterday from LBS, I could only draw the limitation, the ignorance, the arrogance, the lack of civilization in him, the absence of professionalism, how irresponsible and reckless. From just everything, just take your time and listen to him the way he sounded. First of all, this is not a private property. This is not a private institution. Second of all, this is not the way the LBL run. It does not run by the dictates of a director general. Rather, there are laws that enacted the establishment of the LBS, and the LBL must work or run in conformity with these laws and everything that it has to do. So to see the man proudly come on the social media or on his page to speak about how he has taken a judgment. Is this man the judge for what is right or wrong in our country now? The law say don't deny anybody the opportunity because of your disagreement with their view or the content expressed. But you say, no, I'm the director general. So I will not sit here and allow the people to counter militant in here. Who made you the judge for that one day? And see, when education not enough in people here now that the problem are the kind of thing that you can start seeing. Like I said, I don't like to waste much time on this fellow because by all standard, he has proven that he is very uncivilized, very disorganized, very illiterate, and unprofessional. So wasting the people of Liberia time when we're supposed to be discussing real issue on such a character is an abuse to the intelligence of the intellectual class in our country, because you are exposing this network, this imbecile of a character who can only have such a reward because you have a sleepyhead president. In a serious country, that man can be sitting somewhere as he can be the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation managing director. It only happens in Liberia. This man have qualified everything. He's supposed to be on the farm, create someone on the farm, and he be there running behind cattle and using your muscles. That young man is good for. But anyway, that's all I can say, bro.
It's good that the folks from the CDC are here, and I think they will have enough time to respond to some of these things. For me, I'm going to waste my time behind him because he's a government official. And the reason why it's good to waste our time behind some of these people is because they campaign on change. They say everything the CDC was doing was wrong, and they were coming to fix it. So if the CDC was denying opposition people the usage of state radio, they are not supposed to do so. If the CDC was going public in editing the content that opposition political parties were submitting for broadcast at state radio, it means the ruling party is not supposed to do so because it can change that nature. So they can't be doing the same. So for me, I'm going to waste my time. You see, the man at LBS is an overgrown illiterate. And if we don't start to checkmate that guy, he might cause serious problem for the media and not. I'm not concerned about Bwaka. Bwaka knows that man is an overgrown illiterate. He knows the man has never gone to school before. He has never acquired any formal education, and he has overgrown in that satisfaction. And that is why he does not have any clue, or his sense of reasoning is so faint to the extent that he cannot apply reasoning. It's so faint to the extent that he does not rationalize. You call a jingle stupid, it means it is unintelligent. But the manner and form in which you are using to disagree with an unintelligent content is also unintelligent. I mean, that's not reasoning, that's not rationalizing. And you yourself, you're not being intelligent. So that's illiteracy.
Mm.
And I was just having a conversation about the Kenyan government or the society. East Africa is a literate terrain. You can take a bunch of illiterate people and entrust them with with entities, especially so as heads of those entities. And that's a disaster that we have now. But again, the CDC people here, they have their own way of dealing with things. But for me, I'm not going to let this go. Even tomorrow will come on.
Yeah, we'll find. But we can discuss it from a government, a whole government, or a president, because
you know
we in a mess because Bola took the decision.
This is what anyway. Let's welcome our.
We in a mess because Bola took the decision.
No, some of you can see why that man was suspended from being dismissed from government, right? Now you can see the reason why he was dismissed from government.
Well, everybody in the country knows that the brother is.
Somebody who is staying in the public and disrespect and insult a lawmaker and say you can't do nothing to me. If that's not the highest degree of illiteracy coming from a government official, then I don't know what it is. But again, that's what we have. But that man lacks intelligence, he's careless, he's clueless, he's unmanly, he just lacks reasoning. It should not be government official. Nowhere. The poorest, any Guinea, say, we can go to school, they can learn French. You go there, I may be minister or government official anywhere in Guinea. Damn cheap. You can't be anything because you have to be an intelligent person. But it makes unintelligent.
So that's what they say. But anyway, the CDC has a better way to respond. So let's hear, like we told you, Musa Kone, Mamesi Kaba, right? Our guest this morning.
But you call Musa and you very serious calling Musa. You call Mamesi and you smiling.
Because he's a lady, man. You have to call them with a kind of, that's what it calls for that. Yeah, so let's go across the table to welcome our friends, our guests, to talk about the CDC upcoming event, which is the Militant Appreciation Month, right? Or what you might call it. So I don't know whether that mark is cool with the one Mama C has, but let's try it.
So you want me to test it?
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning and good morning to
No, it's not.
listeners.
So
Okay.
maybe we can just get the one there. Austin and I will share this one.
Yes.
So,
Let's switch this to her.
Yeah, then
It's a
we understand.
rescue period.
They say
manage.
ladies before gentlemen. So let Musa wait because right now I've got
He
on
doesn't
fire.
even have problems.
So let him
It feels normal.
Mm.
I didn't take it to be something that was my birthright.
Okay.
It was an opportunity given to me by the former president to serve my country. I enjoyed it, and I'm enjoying my private life. I'm enjoying my service to my country through political engagement. Serving my party is something that I remain very grateful for, and I'm enjoying it. It makes no difference.
Fair enough,
Yeah.
fair enough. And I think well said. Let's go to Brother Musa Kone. Brother Kone, good morning. Welcome. We
Morning.
didn't call you director. So yeah, Brother Musa Kone, good morning. How are you this
Good morning, Abu. How are you? And let me say good morning to the many listeners and viewers in and out of Liberia, seditions and CDCs, meditants and cadres. I salute you, and I'm always honored and humble to propagate for the CDC. My second religion for me. CDC is a religion, and I always believe and think that Islam, Christianity, and then
It's a
they have to.
religion.
It is, yes.
You take
CDC.
a political party to the level of a religion.
It is a religion. It is about belief. It is
Okay.
about, so anything you believe in become a religion. So, and I see CDC like that. That's the reason why I call CDC my second religion, and that's the reason why I'm always honored and humble whenever I am called to speak for the CDC. It's always an honor for me. This is something that I have committed my life to, and this is home for me, and there's no turning back.
Thank you very much. So I will ask a general question that the both of you can weigh in on, and then Austin will come in, and that has to do with the militant month. What is the essence of the militant month? Is this a tradition in the CDC, or you're just doing this to re-energize the base? Talk to us about it. You want to start, Mamisi?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, before I can go to what the Meditation Month is about, it is important to emphasize that this is not the first time. Even when we were in power, we were in government, we still celebrated this month. We celebrated the effort of our militants. So, this is not a new thing, it's something that we've been doing. We're just continuing it. So, what is the Militant Month? It's a month set aside to commemorate the efforts of our people, to celebrate them, those intellectuals who go to the different fora, the villages, the towns, to spread the message of the ideology of CDC, those people who articulate our revolution out there and sustain the revolution. We set this day aside to celebrate them, because it's so important when people lay down their lives. And those people are not just those that are alive, those people that have died, and those people that are alive for the cause. So we believe strongly it is important to celebrate our foot soldiers, our militants, and people who have sustained the revolution. And the theme for this event, we have different themes over the years, but the theme for this event is transforming setbacks into great comeback. As you may be aware, this has coincided with our loss of the election. And losing election comes with different situations. Everyone do not have the same emotional mentality, emotional stability. There are some people who, when they lose, they feel like everything is lost. Some people, when they lose, they recalibrate and prepare themselves for another win. Because losing one time does not define your wins or your lose. Like I've always said to people, it really doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is that whenever you fall, stand up again and go for what you want, defy the odds, and you will actualize your dream. So we believe strongly this has coincided with a critical period, a time where we've lost election. We want to bring our partisans together to recalibrate, let them to understand why we are celebrating you. Know that all hope is not lost. Know that the CDC has a great future, because the CDC is a grassroots political party that prioritizes the interests of the downtrodden masses and Liberians at large. And our government demonstrated that. When we came to power, we knew that people were not supporters of CDC. We knew that there were partisans of Unity Party that were in the government. We had the authority and the ability to have dismissed them, but we did not do so. We worked along with them, believing that Liberia belongs to everyone, regardless of your political alignment, religion, culture, and so on.
Okay.
So we have demonstrated that true sense of togetherness and reconciliation. Seeing Liberia going down the mud in the hands of divisive group of people who are very inept but pretend to be people who understand governance on the basis of which they come to power. They came to power because they lie on the basis of lie propaganda that is haunting them now. So we have to reassure our people, reawaken that spirit, that vibrance into our partisans, that all hope is not lost.
Okay.
That's why you've been chased in public buildings in the public sector. You can be assured that we would be here to erect the checkpoint because no one deserved to be harassed based on their political alignment. So there are many reasons why this day is important. It starts from tomorrow, the 28th of this month of June, Friday, all the way to Sunday, the 30th, and we're going to be having different occasions.
Okay,
tomorrow.
we'll come to the different occasions, and let's just Musa, from where you sit, how do you see the celebration of the Militant Month? For you, what does it embody?
A lot, and Memesi and driving, then I listened to Abu Bakar Ba and listening to Avin We said. Here is Memesi, and I think on all the platforms there should be some other people going to different areas. So for us, celebrating the month of Militant is something that, like Mamesi said, is not the first time, but this is a tradition in the CDC, and I just want to use this time to motivate, to reawaken the spirit of seditions, supporters of the CDC and sympathizer, that yes, we may not be the ruling party, but we can still come back. And because we want to come back, this is the reason why you see us. Sometimes when you say autopause, then people have different connotation. Yeah, but today is an autopause where Meritans, for me, I stay a Meritan, even though you try to take Memesi away. Memesi is still a Meritan. Who is a Meritan? A Meritan is simply somebody who defend a cause. That's a simple definition.
Do you turn battle cry?
Yes, I do.
Battle cry. Seeing you very long time.
But you don't be seeing me on political activity when you say so. For me, I want to encourage every sedition, every sympathizer and supporter of our party, Friday and Saturday, even now, this morning, because there are series of activities, there will be different things going on. There are different things currently going on. Come to the CDC headquarters, gather, just celebrate, stress-free, if you will. But it is very, very much important that we celebrate this month of Militant, because there are a lot of people who, even if you think you're not a Militant right now, like for example, me, you want to think I'm not a Militant, right? But where did I come from, right? We came from just, you want to say, mere talk show quarters. So I want to encourage brothers and sisters who are calling on the radio, don't feel discouraged. You may not have been part during our term from 2018 to 2023. You may not have been part in terms of having the opportunity to serve as director, deputy director, assistant minister, what have you. But the CDC recognize each and every.
And there's a very good point you're making there. I'm sorry to interrupt, because the public view about militants are always condescending, and sometimes it serves as a discouragement for some of the young people out there. So you have been through that ring, right, and all of that. So I mean, what kind of motivation you would like to give them that in spite of how people see you, how people view you?
Is where I'm going, right? So a few months ago, you could call Musa Kone, Deputy Director General. You could call Memesi, Assistant Minister. You could call Jefferson Koji, Mayor, and the likes, the Abubakar Ba, the Idris Belete, the Maurice Sanyon. There are so many, I can't call everybody name, right? What brought us to permanent was just the cell phone.
Okay.
Propagating the CDC. Every day we make it to be our responsibility and duties. We used to live on our very home when it's after 12 o'clock in the day before we go anywhere, right? All we did was to talk about CDC. So I still see myself in that direction. That's the reason why, even when I was Deputy Director General, I did not abandon the radio. I want to say this morning to all of the old man, I listen to them a lot, that call on the show. We appreciate you. You may not have, being the one who was the deputy minister, the assistant minister, and with some of us, I don't even know some of them in person, right? But I appreciate them, and to even appreciate them further, that is the reason why we always set aside this month of June and call it the Meditate month, and climax the month with a program like Lulu, Check-up, district, football tournament, different things. But I want to say to you, you have a place in the CDC. If Memesi, who's still in Doe community, can be relevant and went as far as becoming assistant minister, now she serves as one of the members of the National Executive Committee. In Musa Kone, from the police academy.
What you used to do there?
A lot. Right?
Just
a lot. Today,
today,
yes. All the police people from class 1 to class 34 will know me very well.
So you used to cook for them?
Well, I was hailing, and that's the reason why some people don't even know us. I was hailing the canteen. I was a supervisor for that, but that's a different story, right? So, if I can leave from that place to become Deputy Director General, to become Vice Chair for mobilization, I am not the most educated. I'm not even the educated person. There are many persons who are educated, qualified, competent, but still have not had the opportunity to reach the level I am. It's not anything different. It's just the matter of time.
Okay.
And if I can become who I am in the CDC, some of you who are better prepared just need to be patient. Don't turn your back. Friday and Saturday is just one of those. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is just one of those days that you can come out and celebrate and maybe showcase yourself. I always tell my brothers and sisters, when we were in the CDC, my priority was not to go see the former president. My thing about CDC was not to go to Geraldine's Doe Sherry. I didn't know them. We had no connection. We got connected because they sat down every day and listened to Musa Kone calling from a 24th Street resident. Later on, I coined another one, and Musa Kone calling from a palace in Fiama. And then somebody said, you get palace because we're done trading. So for somebody like me to say I'm calling from a palace, they were intimidated. Why you call palace? And I said, listen, a palace is a place where somebody live comfortably. If I live in my Zing Ran, it's a palace for me. You can define palace the way you want to define it. Oh, maybe you're not living in palace, you say you're down trading. But we reached to where we are. Today, I can call the former president, even when you were president, I can call every other person in the CDC. We're not from the same ethnic background. I didn't come there because of favoritism. I reached there because of consistency. And many of you, and commitment. Many of you out there are committed. You don't have to know anybody personally in the CDC to reach any level. CDC can scout people. I beg you. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come up. Whether you have t-shirt, you don't have t-shirt, I want you to come up and show that support, and we will be there.
Okay, fair enough. So, Austin, let's move to Austin. So, when as Musa Kone moments here, you're taking pictures all the time.
Nobody knew I took pictures. But anyway, folks, yeah.
I didn't even see you taking pictures.
Yeah, but for me, I'm just concerned about the process, the participation of the ordinary citizens, because if you read the comments on some of the comments on our live, they want to know how do they get at the party headquarters. They want to know the schedule or the itinerary for the different games. They want to know, for example, what will be the football games and what will be the Ludo games, and how does one get qualified to participate in the different games? So it's just going to be open. You just walk to the Ludo pool and play, or whether there are going to be many noodle bowls, many checker bowls, and all of that. So let's just spend some time talking about the different activities. Just give her a picture of how the activities will be like.
So I think firstly, the first day will be very important because when you get there, you get to understand everything. However, we're gonna have Ludo game, and these are games. Most of the games that we have, I have knowledge on them. Even checker, I played checker before, right? So checker players are perceived to be people who are jobless. They only sitting in the community. They don't have job and so on. And these are people that didn't become jobless because they wanted to, but because society brands them in certain category and feels that these people don't deserve it. The elite children are the ones deserve to be in government. And that was the kind of ideology, the mentality, the perception that was changed by our government. That you can be a little player and still work in government and still serve your country. You can be a NAFO player. I play NAFO. I did not only serve as an assistant minister, but Liberia's 173rd National Flag Day orator. In the history of Liberia, an ordinary woman's daughter to be seen like that, it has to be the CDC, a party that believes in equal participation of everyone. So what we're trying to say, sorry, I'm getting a feedback. So I think I'll have to drop the mic.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So we on that day, the first game will be District 10 and District 6. We have kickball
Which day?
on Friday tomorrow.
Okay.
We're gonna have kickball. But like I said, when you get there, the different features will be drawn and you will get abreast with them because we have different committees. For us, we are part of the media team to give the awareness so that our people can come there. So we're gonna have kickball tournament, we're gonna have football tournament. We also going to have musical festival on Sunday, the 30th. That is the last day. Honorable Sir Joseph of Montserrat County will be presenting certificate to participants because there will be certificate awarded to participants. We'll be having check-up Lulu chess game. Chess is something people take differently in Liberia, but it's something of recent. I follow a Nigerian guy who was breaking the world record of chess. He went to New York City, he played there, and he was well celebrated by the world. So these are things that we must utilize the full potential of people who are versatile in those different areas. Now the world is embracing every talent. The world is recognizing every talent. So if we have people who have talent in those things, all we need to do is to utilize it, create the enabling environment for those people to display their full potential. And that is what it's about. So in a simplest term, we're going to be, I don't know who knows about Ludo, but there are people who know about Ludo. There was a time during the campaign 2017, the president, our political leader, was at the HQ. He was playing Ludo and he even defeated a lot of people. So you can go there and prove that you can defeat other people. We're going to have our lawmakers. We'll be having Honorable Senator of Margibi County, Honorable Natana McGill, he's going to be there. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable J. Funati Kofa, is going to be there. The Deputy Speaker, Honorable Tomon P. Fala, and all of our lawmakers, and also those who affiliate with us are going to be there to celebrate with all of us. Like Brother Musa said, for me, I would like to motivate everyone. Believe in yourself, believe in the cause. No matter how people brand you, it does not define who you are. What defines who you are is you and your mentality of who you think you are. If somebody
So the program is not for, because when you say Meditants Day, for me it gives a different connotation.
Okay.
What comes to mind is that the ordinary partisans who struggle, who sacrifice on a daily basis, regardless of whatever support you give to them,
Right.
they want to troop from their homes straight to the party headquarters. You want to celebrate them today, their sacrifices,
Exactly.
their bravery, their courage, and all of that.
Exactly.
Has this message gotten across to all of them?
I think
Yes,
so.
to some extent. I just told you about activities today, awareness. You want to call it mobilization. So this morning, I think we started with OKFN. This is a second team. I think 10 o'clock is when the Sky FM.
No, at this point right now, we have booked a lot of stations.
Okay.
So yes,
Truth
it's
FM,
yes. So
Joy
it's
FM,
all
Sky
over.
FM,
Almost
Ghana
every
FM.
radio
If you listen to
station
stations now,
in Monrovia or in Moserado area, you know.
session of OKFM, because we're already done with it.
Yes.
How does the message get across to those who are not listening to radio, they are not watching any live feed, but they're in the market setting?
So we also have Zuno Heads. We have district coordinators, for example, we've been having different meetings with them, and they also been reaching to their zones, to their blogs, to their community, also informing them about this. This is just the general one, you want to call it the auto pause to spread the news, because tomorrow the events actually start. But we've been having different consultation meetings and planning different events behind the scenes. So yes, this is just you want to call it almost a clamor of the publicity, but I think enough awareness being done and it's still being done.
Okay, so Abu will cue some of those music to start the base for those who are listening, and then I want to see what I can read some of the comments under the live, because this program is intended for these people, so you need to know what they're saying as well. Sorry, we are using just one microphone. We're in opposition now.
Yeah, we're in rescue time.
So let's see what I can read some of the comments and reaction here. We can read all the two plenty. Okay, let me start from here. Okay, let me start from Georgia. Good morning, freedom. Okay, somebody send emojis blue and strength. Okay, watching from Baltimore. I also listen to your program. Blah 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 blah. CDC all the way. Thanks to the team for the information. We will be there. We are glad. Mama, see, I've not seen you for a while. Thank God you are still with the CDC. Thanks to the team for the.
You don't want to recognize their names?
Okay, yeah. Kitty Tobogisi, Georgia Blessing, Capolo, welcome. Harrison Sa Congo, the CDC is gone forever. Bashaki Koro says CDC gonna make a great comeback. Jonathan says we all start tomorrow. Jonathan Cody says we all start tomorrow. Burma Kamara says we all start tomorrow. Kitty Tobogi send blue emoji. Great party CDC Afro Prince. Quita fan we all start tomorrow. Standing P2 CDC is getting more stronger than ever before. Cesar Yinkan, we will be here with your family. We will be there in our number. Charles Carlo, Kenenchi, long live man, powerful CDC. David Yankon sends blue emoji. Kitty Tobagi, yeah, she's dominating. She's dominating all the comment section. Deadly G2, you get Nafo too. She said yes, Nafo
can play.
Yeah, and Nafo very well.
Moses Scotty, touch.
No, maybe we can include that, but we also have copy where you set the cups up and throw the ball, scatter it, and someone chases you with the ball.
Yeah.
If the person doesn't catch you until you come and build it or you score.
Yeah. Back copy is the best gig. Yeah. Whoa, everybody. Okay, I'm coming down. I won't play touch with Madiba. No, I won't play touch with Madiba. Okay, but Moses got a price edition. This goes on. So let's listen to this one. For all of you in Nukutan, West Point, District 1, District 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Do Community, Claratown, Do Community, where Mama C comes on, 24th Street, from one of the Matadi, that whole belt, and then Police Academy, where Musa Kone knows everything about those places. My own District 17, and all of you, Abu, Francis Road, and now Stephen Tobo Estate, and all of you, it's time for us to dance, so let's dance.
For the second time, the mandate that you gave me 6 years ago. We say we want rules. We were paying rules. We want the hospitals. We were paying hospitals. We say we won't go to schools. We were not paying school fee. We want the market. We were not paying ya. Yo. Gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n tọ́ tó hot. Na all. Iná tó mọ̀. Na all. Iná tó mọ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí tó bọ̀. CDC, no more 18. NHS, Posto,
our mother, Madam Claudia, Fresh Lily of the Republic of Liberia, for standing with our father, His Excellency, Dr. George Manawia, to develop our country, Mama Liberia. Johnny be the problem. All people call you well. Some people call you Pyromelis. Someone else call you Country Giant. For me, I call you Mama Liberia, happy sin. The mother with me, happy sin. Yana Bonne, happy sin. This people, happy sin. You're like happy sin. You're like foot, happy sin. I will call you happy sin. Pape, oh.
Oh, yes, indeed. It's the CDC Melatonin Month beginning tomorrow. Wherever you are across the length and breadth of Liberia, the CDC is calling you. Get ready. Do not despair. There is still hope.
Happy 14, no more 18. No more 18 all the way. Mama Liberia, happy sin.
So yes, indeed, the vibe is all in our studio here. And Mama C Kaba can't wait. Mama C. Dr. Musa Kone, how do you feel listening to this song and all of that?
Well, I feel good, and it take my memory back. I was in the trenches, and I mean, when you are a seditious, every time you listen to a CDC song, it put you in extraordinary mood, and I think I'm in a mood right now.
And Geraldine David say, how can I get her, please? Please ask her. I wanted to see her for the past 6 years. So Geraldine David, I don't know, Mama C is here. If you can, Nana, you see her.
Exactly.
If you can,
or
Nana,
I can leave my number of freedom if not, they can send it to your inbox.
Okay, so Geraldine, all you can do, if you can drop your number on our live,
exactly.
Then I will text Mama C's number to you, and then you can call her. Or if you're around, you can come. No. Then you will see her. Wow, so those are the two options. But I mean, the song is playing. I know it
I
brings
just
back.
want to speak to that song too.
Okay.
Apart from the song bringing back memories of the elections, apart from the song making us to reflect on the political heat of the past, I think that song is revolutionary. That song speaks volume to happening in our society. Fortunately, it's a little kid that sang the song. The message resonated because he is trying to give a clear picture of how our society portrays situation. So firstly, he's listing, cataloging the things the president then did. For example, building roads, free wise fees, free education, and those things helped Liberians, regardless of where you came from, who you supported, the expansion of electricity, and all of that. Another thing he said, they are condemning the development, but they were there for 12 years and they did not carry on this development. So you can't come in studio and tell the both of you that, oh, you want to have 4 chairs here. But then you were there before we came and we met just 1 chair here. So you don't have the audacity to question our leadership ability because you have worked 12 years and we have spent just 6 years. We've done things that you did not do. So the condemnation was based on hate, propaganda, lies, and so on. So this song sends a huge message. I wish he sang the song even prior, before the election, because this song helped a lot of people to understand what the whole propaganda was about. Or recent, we heard about tourists who came to Liberia, but they didn't have anywhere to carry them. Where did they take them to? The park that was built by the president. When that park was built, they condemned the park. Even the invisible park was condemned. But now they are using the park. People who condemned the president are using the park. I live in the community. The Freeport Road from Freeport to Vata is very deployable. When he built the Doe Community Road, They condemn it. Today,
Imagine,
cars are
imagine.
using that route to avoid their cars from being spoiled.
Oh, yeah,
I
my
used
parents tell
it.
you
I used it
that
as well. Those were things that were condemned by the government, and that is what the song is saying. You are condemning something, but you are in a sin chair. You didn't do it. This man did it. In fact, he's not just a simple or ordinary human being. He's a heaven sent. So believe in it. And the Peking said that nobody believe it. The president left. Now we're telling him, Mr. President, we are sorry, we made mistake. But it doesn't help. In as much as you have recognized that you made mistake, but your apology thousand times doesn't change the fact that you have endangered our country into the hands of political looters and bandits. You can't change it because they are there for 6 years. That is why it's important during election period you listen to these messages. It helps a lot because whatever decision you make, no matter how you regret it, no matter how you express it, it doesn't significantly change anything. You have to wait for the 6 years. So that song is great, and me, it just does not only bring back memory, but it sends a clear message. So again, we are encouraging our partisans. This is your program. Please come there. Come to the party headquarters. You are asking how people can get there. We are appealing to some of our lawmakers. We know some of the districts we don't have lawmakers in, but we have leaders. If you have the financial capability, you can try to help. For me, I have a car, so I can take 3 to 4 persons and bring them to the party headquarters. So those who have cars, you don't have to be in leadership. You can help. But Musa said something. It was our commitment and focus that made the party to recognize us. I didn't, President, we did not know me personally when I started advocating, when I started supporting the CDC. Most of the leadership did not know me. And I never went stalking them and say, I'm giving money, I will not do this. It were ordinary people. Sometimes we all used to compare notes. When Avin Wizard sees me right now, one of the slogans we have is Okebo. He and myself used to join on one Ross battle and drink it at Kerry Street. Sometimes we'll walk from the community, small, we have little resources, we manage it. We used to compare notes. We kept doing it. I even thinking about who is this person, until one day they called us to political meetings. We went there, we saw. And I remember the first time President we even saw me. He wouldn't heard about me. He went to CO, the Center for the Exchange of Intellectual Opinion. So when we were there discussing and I spoke, and that's how he even got to know me. From there, he appointed me part of the campaign team. 2014, his senatorial campaign team. When he won the election, that office could not accommodate everyone. And everyone wanted to work there. I had a job there that somebody wanted. I told him, political leader, my goal is for you to become president. So everyone cannot work in your office. I supported you to see you as president because I believe when you become president, you make a difference. So I didn't have to work in his office. Fortunately for me, Mr. President or political leader did not see anyone else but me to serve in his office as special assistant, political leader. When I was serving there, he talked to me. He said, Mama, see, I know I'm busy because he was in and out. He said, I know you don't want me to pay you, but I think I need to compensate you for what you're doing. And I told him, Mr. President, Mr. Political Leader, if you compensate me, I will be glad. But honestly, it's not my goal. My goal is to serve you. And that was it. At times, he helped me. He even paid my school fees. But I was committed to the cause because I believe in it. So we all have to help to ensure that some of our partisans who cannot afford should make their way to the party headquarters. And some of you that can afford, don't say, oh, but we're not in leadership. Let the people bring boss. It's your party. One thing you don't understand is that if you are a true citizen, even if you're angry, people don't recognize it. They don't respect you. They can use you. They use propaganda just to get your vote. Senator Dillon did it. He came here and acted like he was for everyone. He was the light. Some of our partisans were disenchanted. They started going for the light. Today, he led. It's not only dim, but it's off completely. At the end of the day, we are the victim because he played on our gullibility. Because the society is so gullible, when somebody speaks, we don't even take into consideration as to whether the person will deliver on the basis of the speech. So we're just saying to our partisans, those who can afford, try to help some of our partisans to make their way to the party headquarters from Friday to Sunday. Sunday is going to be the D-Day. Trust me. If anybody that can dance, you can kind of compete with me because we're going to have a musical festival. Our musicians are going to be there performing, and we, the dancers, will be there dancing.
Okay, fair
So,
enough.
so we're encouraging and calling all of you to go and be celebrated because you deserve to be celebrated. You've done a lot for this party. Because of the party, some of you have lost your home, you lost marriages, you lost your job, and so on. But those things don't define you. You can defy those odds and still stand up tall. Like President, we are there. They told him, and somebody said CDC is gone forever. These are not things that are strange to some of us, because you remember there was a guy who said when Joshua became president, he will call and Joshua became president. So people believed in the past. They told some of us that you're suffering yourself behind a man, you will never be president. And he became president. So what you say about our party does not define our party. We believe in the ideology of our party. We believe that the Unity Party is indirectly campaigning for our comeback, and we are definitely going to come back and make a great difference.
Okay, Mama Sikava, always in the mood to expand. Mr. Kone, what can you say? What can you add in terms of some of the comments? People are saying that the CDC is going for good.
When you say going for good, what do you mean? Like we're not existing? We're not coming back?
You're not coming back to power
okay.
again. That
So,
the chance you had, you missed the opportunity, and you're not going to come back here.
So for me, that should not only be challenge for MMC and the Jefferson Koji, the Idris
because
Belete.
it's used to discourage the militants.
Yeah, for me,
Yeah.
I'm speaking directly to the militant. That is not my challenge. That is their challenge. Now listen, 2005 after the election, it was almost like CDC was never going to exist. Fast forward to 2011, I personally have, sometimes I can be a very good teacher because I know the group of people that I was with from 2005 to 2011 and after 2011, I know what happened just in our little group. Our group was almost dead. Like it's already collapsed.
But then you were still in opposition.
We were still in
you have tasted power.
Now we're in opposition. So we tasted power. We out of power. Right now, it's the same.
In fact, close to power and we didn't get it.
We are the best teachers for the militant. If militant,
people have a textbook example of what you can provide as in leadership. So unlike 2005, 2011, people just did not know.
But Abu, we make it. You want to look at the margin? What was the margin between President Weah or the CDC and the Unity Party 2017? Percentage-wise, more than 25% different. What's the margin?
Less than 1%.
Less than 1%, 17,000 or little over 17,000 votes. And you think CDC is unpopular? You really think CDC dismally perform with all the negative propaganda, with everything against the CDC, COVID, technically, the whole world was shut down for practically 2 years? And you think CDC is really unpopular? No, we are not unpopular. But hold the argument by that person and say CDC is going for good. Like I was saying, right? That is not a challenge for me. You know why? I am a firebrand citizen. I have no political identity. Only the CDC I know, right? So I'm not part of that challenge, because if there will be no sedition to vote, 2029, there will be a Musa G. Kone from Gola Kone District, Makatan, that will vote for George Weah, because I am 100% sure that he's coming back as our standard bearer. Now, there is no go zone, like we said in 2017. There will be a Musa Kone there to vote. So that is now a challenge for me. But this should be a challenge to the many militants, the foot soldiers that came to the CDC 2017 upward to 2018. You know what election can do? Election always showcase new people. That's the reason why for me, I'm not so much zealous about being in leadership. I want to see new people. I want to see people growing. Or like for some of us that came to the CDC 2017, we're not old, we're not tired, we still have energy. But I still want to see, I want to multiply many foot soldiers after me. We want to see the many MMC coming up. Like, you know, I always talk to this girl. I'm not her particularly, but not just, there's a girl called Shanti Kuman. Shanti Kuman is the next MMC, and Shanti, they have a very big group. When MMC were coming up, there were not many young women in the CDC like that. But when I look at that group, I'm singling on her because I know her name, but there are many. I see them, I want to encourage them. Tomorrow, starting tomorrow, is their day. When I look back, I see the David King, I see the Ruben Cannon, I see the guy from Lockington. They say like Hilton will Jido. Those people, this is your challenge. And so you can't tell me that those people will not come tomorrow. They will come. And I also want to say, the government have to be careful. We're not dead.
Well, are you going to keep? What's the strategy to keep hold of these people you're talking about? I mean, we're talking about 6 years.
The strategy.
Politically, it may not be long, but sustenance-wise, a very long period.
Maybe she was just telling you that she and Abby would say used to drink one bottle of soft drink. Robertson, right now to what is it? Moravia Consolidated School.
I think so.
Right? Emmanuel Robertson. It was Emmanuel Robertson. It was Musa Kone. It was Idris Belete. It was John J. Fakpa. It was James, the late Jim Gray. We used to call ourselves the 7 hard-headed men. Do you know how we survive? We stay surviving like that even today. We stay eating kobo. We may not have been a guy who gave to everybody, but when we were in power, we empower people. The one that were lucky, because life sometimes is about luck. They are still working. The one who could get hand to, we did it. Even in our private capacity now, I did money. I was just running. I just coming from paying somebody's school fee, and you will not believe my own children's school fee are not paid. But somebody came to me this morning and I pay. So we stay doing those things. So to sustain, we will not take the responsibility of every situation. We don't have it, but what we can share, we will share. But I just wanted to make this point. If it will be my closing point, or it will still have more time, the government should not take our silence for weakness. We're not weak. We're not dead. What we did 18, 20 years ago, we stay competent, qualified, strong, even more stronger to do them today. The witch hunt have to stop. When George Weah took power 2018, we did not witch hunt people. We promoted people knowing that they are Unity Party people. They didn't vote for George Weah.
But that was your decision. That was
listen. That was how you want to. No. Listen, Abu, listen. This is a country. After election,
it's governance.
It's governance.
Okay.
You can't go after people to their Facebook pages and say, look, all this, the thing you've been posting for CDC program, you've been putting on with dismiss you, is happening today. It has to stop because we'll wake up. I can say this for a fact. We're not dead. We're not afraid. That's the reason why some of us get opportunity to live on Liberia. In fact, when we were in government, we didn't travel much. Same after government, I've traveled more than 4 times. Abu, you know about some of them. I'm going to some of the best countries. We didn't put it on Facebook because we don't want it to think that we're not coming back. We came back because we want to be here and we are here. And the reason why some of us are here is to confront the government. If they continue witch hunting our people, we will come out. And when we come out, we're not coming out to face it. Let me say that clearly. The witch hunt have to stop. Liberians should exist. Liberians should live. Not because they are Unity Party people. They should live because they are Liberian.
Is that a threat or warning?
If you call it a threat, that's a threat. But I'm saying to you, everything we did, we can do it. We're not forced to go to America because America is the only country that will sanction people. No, you don't have to go to America to make life. My last trip I made, I went somewhere. It's very comfortable, beautiful, good to live.
Okay, his name is Musa Kone. Time is all.
Lastly, Abu. When you are a sedition, remain a sedition. Do not be intimidated by any so-called boss because we'll go after them if they go after you. We are not saying leave your job and come to the CDC headquarters. After your job, that's the reason why it's on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you can make it on the Friday because there will be a working day, Saturday is there. If you have your t-shirt, wear it and come to the CDC party headquarters. Monday when you go to wear them dismiss you because you went to the CDC party headquarters because we believe that your visit to your party headquarters did not in any way, interfere with your work or your job. Remain a sedition if it can be or when It can be Musa Kone, it can be you, if it can be Jevosi, if it can be Memesi, if it can be Idris, if it can be Janje, if it can be all the people you know, it can be you. It's just a matter of time. But we need to hold CDC. You know, a few weeks ago, I received a lot of calls, and somebody said they were calling. Then I was surprised. Why am I receiving this? It's unprecedented. And everybody was calling, oh, you come and leave the CDC too? And I told them, why? Why are you really asking me what I come in? Oh, because your brother, your friend. No, I'm a seditious now, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and forever and ever. Thank you.
Okay, Tom is now a good friend. Of course, our phones are buzzing already. You know, once it is a CDC conversation, the masses want to be heard. So let's go to the phone lines and pick some calls. And then we will come to our studio guests to wrap up because we do not have sufficient time. You've listened to them 0776 104 104 0886 500 104 plus 231 886 500 104 for those of you in the diaspora. That is the number. 30 seconds. You call your name, you make your points quickly, and then we move. Let's begin with the diaspora. And Alhaji Ba is the first caller. Alhaji Ba, good morning. Hello. Okay.
Good morning, Abu.
Yeah, good morning. You're live. Go ahead.
Let me see. Good morning there to my former friend and brother, Musa Kone, and to my little sister, former minister, Mame Sikaba.
Good morning, brother.
It's good to hear you guys in the studio. I think we are ready. We are ever ready, even though some of you forget about us when you guys were up there, but we didn't forget about you guys. We pray for you. And hopefully, as we all wish and pray to Allah, that we will come back in 2029. And I'm urging all citizens and all my family members to come out to the number, show that yes, indeed, the Lord says.
All right, thank you very much, Alhaji Ba. Let me take the next person from the diaspora, and then we'll go to the local line. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, good morning.
Let me just say good morning to Musa and Mama C. Let me say thanks to them for the program starting from tomorrow, Friday, and through Sunday. I just called on every citizens to turn up and get us prepared, and they will reawaken the party. Like Musa said, if anybody thinking in their mind that CDC is there, then you will not elaborate in 2005. In 2011, even up to 2014, they said, President, we are not going to win the central seat. So these are jokers. That just be there. I say here they get 5 years and 5 years and a half to go. So the election 2029 it will be the election year 2024 between the Democrat and the Republican. That two presidents, one former president, and the current president.
Yeah.
So that's it. So Musakona, thank you, brother.
Thank you very much. Let's go to the local line.
AB Duble will join us. That's there you.
Thank you, Austin. Let me say good morning to Abu. Let me say good morning to my sister, Mama Sikaba, and my brother, Sekou. Yeah, I want to say thank you very much, guys, for that unique and civilized conversation. I just want to appreciate you people for this enlightenment. A book to do the public shitting. Because in this reporting, right now, as I speak to you, the momentum, is, look, say you can see it. For me, trust me, tomorrow I will be there with hundreds people. CDC that my party, the party remains supreme. As all citizens, all well-meant Liberians, let us show to the government they now win election. They keep us. We will show to them tomorrow. The whole world will know. CDC will remain citizen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the WhatsApp number is +231 886 300 104. Folks, let's go to. Okay, let's talk to Musa from the US. Musa, welcome.
Good morning, Abu, and good morning, Austin. And I want to say good morning to my brother from Gorakone. My name is Musa Jibra. I'm also from Gorakone. I'm from Mabong.
And I just want to say to every citizen around the world, we are here in the United States. We are in full support. We are committed. When I was just back in Liberia in May, I visited the headquarters twice. And so we still stand here ready to give up our support to the CDC, because we know the CDC is the way forward to development for our country.
Thank you.
If Liberia is to be changed, the way forward is the CDC. Thank you very much, Memesi and Musa, for coming on the show. God bless you.
Musa. Patupa, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Austin, there is Father A. We are talking about the chairman of the class district in Moravia and at home. That's the chairman speaking. So tomorrow, starting from tomorrow, we will be there. And we have something to say to our people tomorrow. So you will see me. That's my number day, you will see me. Thank you, Mama Sikaba, for that struggle that you are going through our people. May God bless us. This year will come back 2029. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen. Let's take what? Two more? Hello? Good morning. Go ahead.
I can do the same thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sounding low.
Yeah, but we're meeting tomorrow night. Party is our party. And we had a party for a very long time. The party already mentioned. The author will let us get the number of Mr. Corner and Mama Sikama. I have to discuss with the president.
Okay, this female. Let's take this female. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Asikawa.
Morning.
This is Mawate calling from DCCC.
Go ahead, Mawate.
Yeah, I want to tell Mama Sikama and thank you for coming studio this morning. We are warming up ourselves. We are putting our women together. Mama Sikama, this is your own mama one day from District 16.
Okay.
This man, you go in there, people can see you. But nobody, special place of God, you coming back with 40. So with you to that party, I want to tell you thank you. Mr. Kane, I want to tell you thank you for your courage. And your continue to encourage our party. We want to say bravo to our Senator George Mane Bakupe, talking about we are here in Womokia. I want to tell you thank you very much.
Thank you very kindly. And so that's all the time we have. Let's go back to our guests for their parting comments. Let's now begin with Musa, and then Mama will take us home.
Well, we want to say a very big thank you to all of the callers. As you call in, we want you to also inform the next person that was not listening to us or that is not listening to us. Tell them that there will be the celebration of a Meditation Day, or the climax of a Meditation Day celebration will start tomorrow at the CDC headquarters, the place I call the Ground of Graffiti, because the whole people from everywhere, we will be having the climax of our Meditation month. So you are invited there starting tomorrow. For those of you who are working, after 4 o'clock, I know most of your offices will close, and by 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you can make your way. Better stay. If they give you tough assignment that can permit you to be there on Friday, Saturday is there, and Sunday will also be there. Thank you ever so much. We are Sedition today, tomorrow, and forever.
Okay, let's move.
Thank you, Rob. Before I can go
Mama
to
Sikara.
our partisans who have called, I would just like to talk about something within TESH. The brother with a AAA certificate who has LBS. I just want to say to him, his action against us, to have stopped us from playing our jingle, is unruly and undemocratic, and he needs to stop. It's a provocation to the CDC. It's an act of waging war on democracy, because fundamental freedom is part of democracy, and we are calling on the international community. We are not taking this less. Sanctioning the voices of opposition and critical voices in a society that was built on democratic principles is unacceptable, and we have decided to red different institutions, including the Justice Ministry. We're not going to let it go. He has been paid by taxpayer money. The station ERBC is not a private station belonging to Unity Party. It's a station that belongs to Liberians and should be open to Liberians. When we were there, we had opposition going on that station. More Ali appeared on that station. Political leaders appeared on that station. The United Party campaign was covered by ELBC. So everyone deserves it. It is not a favor, but instead it is a right. I just want to say thank you to all of our partisans who've called and pledged their support. We want to see all of you there. I'd like to raise a few points. I want to say thank you to Brother Alaji Ba. Been listening to him from abroad, and they've been contributing. They are not in Liberia, but they've been contributing. But I just want to say to them, they should leave this blame game. They've not seen us. We forgot about them. Everyone cannot know everybody. Everyone that was in government could not know everybody at the same time. Knowing people on the radio and they hearing your name doesn't mean they know you in person. Sometimes you reach out to some people, you can't reach out to everyone. I believe that one of the things that played significant role in our failure to the past election was the issue of blaming people and wrongfully.
Okay.
Some of the accusation you levy against some of the people, they were not right, but
Let me see. Our time is up.
So we want to say, come there tomorrow. Let's be there. Let all of us be there. Celebrate from Friday to Sunday, like Brother Musa said. If you don't have the time to be there tomorrow, but I think you should be there tomorrow because tomorrow is very important. Maybe if you don't have the time to be there Saturday, you can come on Sunday.
Okay.
So Sunday will be so great. It's a musical festival, and we the dancers are going to be there.
Okay.
Only was there for 12 years. Then I'm Bella Sisawo. See the military hospital.
Austin, we got to go. And so that's how we like to close up on this Thursday morning edition of the nation's premier breakfast platform. My name is Abu Sharif. Austin Kawa was here, and we have Mamesi Kaba and, of course, Musa Kone here as our guest on the final lap. Until we meet you next week, probably tomorrow we could be here to run analysis on other critical issues, but just in case anything could happen, bye-bye.